Good evening, Champman FPL players. Hope you're well. Welcome to Champman FPL Game Week 24, and it's live. I shall hide the chat for the moment because, again, I haven't managed to avoid team news. I will tell you what I've done with my team in the first instance. I've made one free transfer. Ruud van Nistelrooy back in for Thierry Henry, and Ruud is my captain. It was a straight choice between him and Shearer. Decided I didn't want Viduka with Blackburn at home and Manchester United away. Viduka is obviously in my squad, but actually it was more a call whether I was going to go Shearer or Van Nistelrooy as captain. And I think the great work that Luke highlighted on the Sunday night stream has edged me towards going straight back to Ruud. Why not captain the best player in the game in a home fixture, which it looks like they're going to dominate and win. So that's my choice. So I line up this evening 4-3-3. Mark Crossley in goal gets the nod over David Seaman. Back four of Sammy Hippier, Ian Hart, Herman Haridason and Cashley Cole. Midfield three of Stephen Gerrard, Stephen McPhail and Kieran Dyer. Up front, Viduka, Shearer and Ruud van Nistelrooy. So, let's dive into the team news. You'll notice from the graphics, in case you missed Saturday's stream, in the right hand corner, you'll notice Chris at FPL Captain. Give my man a follow. Give the video a like while you're there. That he's got score up for Liverpool and Palace, which will keep spinning round as well. I've got the game on my phone in front of me now as well, so I'll keep you updated on what's happening there. If you want to watch along at the same time as myself, I am currently at 21 minutes 44, 45, 46, 47. This stream will work so much better if everybody's watching Liverpool game at the background at the same time as myself. And I can tell you that as we speak, Liverpool have a free kick, probably just inside 30 yards from goal, and Alexander-Arnold is potentially standing over it. Very central. Let's have a look at the teams in Champman FPL. I'm going to be honest, this whole Premier League and going to 5 extra patron pods this week as well has completely fucked me up. I don't really know what's going on. I'm not going to lie. So it's probably a score. Trent Alexander-Arnold has scored for Liverpool. 1-0. Alexander-Arnold with the goal. I mean, obviously he's in my team because he's always first name on the team sheet, right? Trent goal. Liverpool lead Palace by a 1-0. Means that as it stands, they could become champions tomorrow night. But they will become champions. Sorry, they had become champions, let's face it, around about 8 months ago. I don't know who the assister is. I'm going to see if I can find out for you. That's probably more in your thinking at the moment rather than, hey, James, who's playing in Villa Blackburn game? I don't know who got the assist. Someone's probably going to pop it in the chat. No one's popping it in the chat yet. Oh, it's been VAR'd. No, not really. Just kidding. Only his 3rd goal of the season. He's got about 25 assists though, isn't he, the boy? So, I tell you what, we'll come back to the Trent Alexander-Arnold assist. It's Virgil van Dijk got the assist. It's a strange one because it was a free kick on the edge of the area. I missed the incident, to be very honest with you, setting up. Anyway, let's get on to Champman FPL. And let's dive into these team news and see what kind of shocks we've got in store for us tonight. I'm not expecting too many, I must say. We'll start at Villa Park, where Aston Villa play Blackburn. When he can find it. Right, Villa 4-4-2 as expected. They are Peter Schmeichel in goal. Back four of Stephen Carr, Alpire, Olof Melberg, Alan Wright. Midfield four, Steve Stone, George Boateng, Paul Merson, Lee Hendry. Boateng and Hendry's been doing all right for FPL returns recently. Bosco Balaban and Juan Pablo Angel up front. On the bench for Villa, Mark Delaney, Peter Enkelman, Darius Vassell, Gareth Barry, Hassan Kashlaw. I wonder if many of you took a gamble on any Blackburn Rovers assets, considering they have a double game week, which starts with this Villa fixture and then Leeds United away, which the guys will have on the Fancy Champman Twitter account early tomorrow morning. Blackburn line up in their usual defensive formation away from home, 4-5-1 essentially, Brad Friedel is in goal. We expect him to play both games as Alan Kelly is suspended for this Blackburn double game week. Back four is Henningberg, David Wetherill, John Curtis, Graham Lasso, Jason McAteer, two guy, Hughes, the midfield holding three, McAteer, two guy, Hughes. Craig Hignett, right and midfield, allowed to attack. Damien Duff on the left and midfield. Two guy can push on from that holding midfield position. Is Matt Jansen, who's got the nod again as the lone forward. Subs are Alan Miller is the sub keeper. Martin Taylor, Corrado Grabby, Marcus Bent, and Alan Marn. You know what I didn't do? Sorry, makes me feel really bad when I'm out of fucking place. Toast to my game makers and content providers, FPL Tactician, Simple Goal FPL, James Alapran, Ragtime _ Willie at Lordy Leroy at Motley Barnett, at FPL _ Panda, at Tala _ Nadeem _ 90, at FPL _ FOMO, at CM Scout FPL, and at FF Scout _ Luke. Cheers, guys, and to everybody, good luck this game week. Right, to the Reebok. Bolton Wanderers play Liverpool. Bolton, usual customary formation, 3-4-1-2. Pedersen plays in the 10 position. Michael Ricketts is up front with Rodney Wallace. Kevin Nolan is back, I think, from a ban, but he's back in the Bolton Wanderers lineup. And the headline news there, much to Andy Martin's pleasure, I'm sure he's all over it in the chat. Ricardo Gardner plays for Bolton. How mental will he go? It's Jaskalainen in goal. Back three, Colin Cooper, Colin Hendry, Bruno and Gotti. Gardner and Neil Maddison play as the wing backs for Bolton. Gardner can push all the way up the flank, so too can Maddison on the other side. Nolan and Lee central midfield. Pedersen in the attacking midfield position is allowed to join in with Rod Wallace and Michael Ricketts up front. On the bench for Bolton, Steve Banks, Per Franson, Bo Hansen, Jibril Diawara and Paul Warhurst. For Liverpool, no Robbie Fowler in the Liverpool lineup. He's only on the bench. Jari Litmanen plays up front. Stephen Wright plays at right back. Liverpool are Dudek in goal. Right Hippier, Henshaw, Reese at a back four. Midfield four of Murphy, Gerard, Berger, Smeetser. Smeetser and Murphy in the wide positions can push right up the flanks. Chance for Liverpool. It's Henderson off the post. Van Dijk off the line. Corner. And up front, Heskey and Litmanen. On the bench for Liverpool's 2002 version is Chris Kirkland, Robbie Fowler, John Miles, Vegard Hegem and Daniel Sherland. Off to Stamford Bridge, where Chelsea host Arsenal in a West-South London derby. No Jimmy Floyd Hasselbank in the Chelsea team again. Zola and Gudjonsson are up front. Corner is headed over from Van Dijk. Chelsea are Kudachini in goal. Back four of Melchiot, Desailly, Gallus, Babiaro. Midfield four, Benito Carboni, Frank Lampard, Emmanuel Petit and Budovine Zenden. Carboni and Zenden can push right up the flank. Gudjonsson and Zola up front. On the bench for Chelsea, Mark Bosnich, Albert Ferrer, Mario Stanic, Jesper Gronkiar and Joe Keenan. For Arsenal, they are close to full strength, I would say. Francis Jeffers not in the squad. I think may have an injury. And I believe Robert Perez is still absent as well. They are David Seaman in goal. Back four of Oleg Luzny. Tony Adams, that other geezer, Ashley Cole. Midfield four, Freddie Lundberg, Ray Parler, Dimitri Albertini, Andrei Tikhonov, who had a fantastic double game week 23. Thierry Henry and Kanu up front. Tikhonov and Lundberg to support from the wide areas. On the bench, Richard Wright, Dennis Bergkamp, Matt Upson, Martin Keown, Giovanni Van Bronckhorst. Off to Goodison Park, where Everton host Leicester City this evening. Everton are usual customary 3-5-2 as they're playing at home. Steve Simonson plays in goal, who I know Luke was obviously highlighting on his stream Sunday night. He's not the best keeper in this league, to put it very mildly. Back three of Alan Stubbs, Abu Xavier, David Weir. Abu Xavier can step out from that position. The wing-backs are Steve Watson and Gary Naismith. They can both attack from the wing-back positions. Very small attacking arrows, so Paul Gascoigne, Scott Gamble, Thomas Gravison, the midfield three. Thomas Wazinski and Joe Max Moore players split forwards. On the bench for Everton, Paul Gerrard, Eden Tao, Nicholas Alexanderson, Peter Clark and David Unsworth. Their opponents, Leicester City, have made a surprise choice up front. Dean Sturridge is a substitute. Joby McAnuff plays out of position up front for Leicester City. Not a position we've seen him play in this simulation so far this season. It's Ian Walker in goal. I can never remember from week to week if Walker or Flowers is first choice now, but it's Ian Walker this week. Back four of Gary Rowett, Matt Elliott, Jerry Ferry Taggart, and Delaney at left back. Midfield four is Robbie Savage on the right, Dennis Wise, Muzzy Izzet central, and Impey on the left. Impey, Izzet, Savage can all push forward. So too can James Scowcroft from the attacking midfield position to support McAnuff, who plays up front. Sturridge takes his place on the Leicester bench with Tim Flowers, Jordan Stewart, Adi Akinbaye, and Matthew Jones. To Portman Road, where Ipswich Town host Derby County, and Ipswich obviously have problems in the wing-back areas with Jamie Clapham, who's been on a bit of a streak, and Maurizio Tirico, who is always capable of a streak. Both are injured. They play exactly as Lucas suggested on his stream at the weekend. Carrick at left wing-back and Jermaine Wright at right wing-back. Ryderson, Gardso and Bramble are the back three. They play in front of Sereni. Their midfield three are Magilton, Holland, Tommy Miller. Finidi George and Pablo play as split forwards. On the bench for Ipswich, James Pullen, John McGreal, Chris Makin, Alan Armstrong and Ashley Nichols. Derby County line up in a 5-3-2 with lots and lots of arrows all over the place. They are Mark Poom in goal. Flat back five, Jolyon Lescott is central of that. To his left, Carbonari is encouraged to push out to the left back position. On his right, Elliott is encouraged to push out to the right back position. The two flat fullbacks are Seth Johnson, Daniele Dianio. They're both encouraged to really push forward. Daryl Powell has to drop in from midfield. Craig Burley and Simo Valakari can get right forward and support Fabrizio Ravanelli and Malcolm Christie, who play up front for Derby. Liverpool have another free kick on the edge of the area, almost identical position to the goal. Trent looks like he's taking a different run-up stance to this, which suggests to me he might not be taking it. And it's Fabinho and he shoots over. Nice little giveaway there. You pick up on these things, don't you? On the bench for Derby, Andy Oakes, Paul Buertine, Georgie Kinclardsey, Lee Morris and Branko Strupar. Off to Old Trafford, where Manchester United host Leeds. It's fair to say these two do not like each other. And I can't even find the Manchester United team. What a state. There it is. United are Bartes in goal. Back four of Gary Neville, Laurent Blanc, Ronnie Johnson, Dennis Irwin. Midfield four, David Beckham, Roy Keane is back. Juan Sebastian Veron, Luke Chadwick plays on the left. Dwight York and Ruud van Nistelrooy up front. On the bench, United, Ricardo Lille, Phil Neville, Andy Cole, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer and Paul Scholes. For Leeds United, strong, as I think we would have expected. Most of us would have also expected a 4-4-2 with Robbie Keane playing right up front with Mark Viduka. And that he does. Harry Kewell is back in what I would suggest is, unsurprisingly, Leeds' strongest available lineup. It's Nigel Martin in goal. Back four of Gary Kelly, Lucas Rudderby, Rio Ferdinand and Ian Hart. Midfield four, Eric Bakker, David Batty, Stephen McPhail and Harry Kewell. Kewell and Bakker can both attack from the wide positions. As I said, Keane and Viduka up front. On the bench for Leeds, Paul Robinson, Simon Johnson, Alan Smith, Anthony Lennon and Craig Ferrell. So a few youngsters on the bench there for Leeds. Off to the Riverside, motherfuckers, where Middlesbrough host a Charlton Athletic who are surprising everybody so far this season. Currently in the top half, Charlton. They are 10th at the moment. I really wish they'd put these images in order. Dean Gordon plays wide left, means Alan Johnson is on the right. I think that was expected with Jonathan Greening absent. It's Mark Crossley in goal. Back four of Stockdale, Southgate, Egiog, who's been strongly linked with a move to Celtic and continues to be linked with that move. Gianluca Festa also in the back four. Festa and Stockdale play as attacking fullbacks. Midfield four is Johnson, Ince, Windass, Gordon. No attacking arrows for that midfield four. Rickard and Alan Boxic up front. On the bench for Borough, Bradley Jones, Mark Somerville, Noel Whelan, Emerson Boyce and Ian Pearce. Their opponents, Charlton, one of the most reliable teams in this simulation in terms of their starting lineup. There are no major surprises today. It's Dean Kiley in goal. Back four, Luke Young, Richard Rufus, Mark Fish, Chris Powell. Midfield four, Mark Kinsella, Klaus Jensen, Gary McAllister, Jason Wilcox. Wilcox and Kinsella can both attack from wide. Bartlett and Yule continue their partnership up front. On the bench for Charlton, Ben Roberts, Jonathan Fortune, Jonathan Johansson, John Robinson and Graham Stewart. To St James's Park, where Alan Shearer and Cole Court continue their partnership up front. Robbie Elliott plays left midfield. There is no Olivia Bernard. Just put wide at Anfield by Wijnaldum would have been a Mane assist. Olivia Bernard is a substitute for Newcastle. Newcastle lineup 4-4-2 as per usual. Shay Given in goal. Attacking fullbacks of Barton and Wayne Quinn. Chettle and Marcelino continue their partnership at centre half. The midfield four, right to left, is Kieran Dyer, Besaida, Sapunsis and Robbie Elliott. Alan Shearer and Cole Court are up front for the tune. On the bench for the Geordies, Jimmy Walker, Olivia Bernard, Craig Bellamy, Gary Speed and Andy O'Brien. For West Ham, there's a start for Jermaine Defoe. Plays up front with Paolo Di Canio, Freddie Canute only a substitute. Michael Carrick plays in central midfield. There's also a start for Titi Camara on the left of midfield. Laurent Courtois is only a substitute. West Ham are David James in goal. I feel like he's got that shirt back again. He'll probably no sooner lose it again. Back four of Potts, Repka, Fox, Minto. Midfield four, Sinclair, Carrick, Cole, Camara. Sinclair and Camara can attack from wide. Defoe and Di Canio up front. On the bench for West Ham, Hislop, Courtois, Canute, Paul Kitson and Jermaine Genus. Two teams still to get through. We're about 6 minutes until our 9 p.m. kickoff. We will head over to St Mary's, where Southampton host Fulham. And as per usual, this could probably be just about anything in terms of scoreline as it goes. Southampton have Kevin Davis and Marion Pahars up front this week. Anders Svensson and Dan Petrescu players attacking wide men. Rory Delap up front 1 week, centre half this week. They are Paul Jones is back in goal for Southampton. Back four of Dodd, Delap, Lundikvam, Bridge. Midfield four of Petrescu, Draper, Ray, Svensson. Petrescu and Svensson encouraged to get right forward from those wide positions. Pahars and Davis up front. On the bench, Moss, Murray, Benali, Tahar, James Beattie. Their opponents, Fulham, are obviously without Stolzers. Boamorte plays left midfield. It means that Louis Sahar does play up front. Fulham are Van der Sar in goal in a 4-4-2. Back four of Corrigan, Goma, Melville and Harley. Midfield four, Legwinski, Malbronk, Collins and Boamorte. Malbronk, as usual, can attack from central area. Marley and Sahar up front. On the bench for Fulham, Steve Crowdson, Lucas Cornwell, Steve Finnan, Sean Davis and Abislam Wadu. Why didn't I just say Wadu? Would have been so much easier. And finally, to the showstoppers, Tottenham Hotspur at White Hart Lane. We're going to batter Sunderland today. I'm just kind of trusting Luke's word on this, basically. Spurs are not Bolton Wanderers. Guys, please put these tweets in order. It's fucking brain damage, I'm telling you. 3-4-2-1. Of course, no Sergei Rebrov in the Spurs team. He is a substitute at around about 63% fitness. Interesting. Spurs are 3-4-2-1. Keller in goal. Back three of King, Perry, Bunjevcevic. Even Leonardson plays at right wing back in the absence of the injured Darren Anderton. Christian Ziege at left wing back. Salah's got a great chance here from about 40 yards. I say that because Hennessy came out of his goal and headed it straight to him. Salah's ended up putting it well wide. Midfield 2 for Spurs is Simon Davis, Gus Poyet. So Poyet does play at 90% fitness. Sheringham and Selakovic play as attacking mids with licence to get forward. Selakovic central of that pairing. Sheringham to the left. And up front, just right of Selakovic, is Stefan Everson. Redbroth takes his place on the Spurs bench with Andy Rushbury, Ben Thatcher, Richard Johnson, and Toto is back. He's a substitute. Sunderland are 4-4-2. They are Thomas Sorensen in goal. Danny Mills at right back. There is a debut for the South African international Pierre Issa. Emerson Tome. George McCartney plays left back. Julio Arca is only a substitute for Sunderland. And that's in spite of Michael Gray's injury absence as well. Sunderland's midfield is Till at the right of midfield. Gavin McCann and Stefan Schwartz centrally. And on the left midfield, there is a start for Thomas Butler. Up front, it's Sabon and Phillips as per usual. On the bench, Neil Sullivan, Arca, Paul Furwell, Nicholas Medina and Lilian Laslandes. And with 3 minutes until your 9 p.m. kickoffs, those are your confirmed 20 team lineups. While we're waiting for those, we'll tell you what's going on at Anfield as Max Meyer just shoots wide from distance. I think Alisson quite safely watched it go wide. It came from a dodgy header from Joe Gomez, actually, after Hennessy had played quite long. It's a decent effort, but it's well wide. From what I've been glancing over at the statistics, Liverpool well on top. I just saw it a minute ago. It was Liverpool 11 attempts, Palace 2. So, game very much going to form and what you would expect. And just to repeat for the late joiners, goal was scored by Trent Alexander-Arnold, assisted by Virgil van Dijk. I have a DM and it says, "You're the man. Thank you." And it's from Asmir Begovic. There's one for you nostalgists. Yeah, I'm recording a podcast with Asmir Begovic Friday morning. Touch! It's not going to be on the Planet FPL channels. It'll be on Asmir's podcast, but we'll release all the details ourselves. And he sent a tweet out, and I'll give it a retweet later. Right, I have statistics in from FPL Captain on captaincy, ownership, and the like. So we'll obviously give you that, and then I'll get into the chat with you guys. Right, can't do that. Okay, let's see what we've got from our man captain. Okay, we'll start with ownership. Mark Viduka, 79.5% ownership. McPhail, 72%. Ian Hart, 68%. Selakovic, now fourth most owned, 57%. Also above 50%. Hariderson, Shearer, Seaman, Fester. Alan Johnson, 49% owned. Then it's a drop to Thierry Henry, 37% owned. Stolzers, Ashley Cole, Dean Kiley, Biscan, all above 30% and above 20%. Gerard, Barmorte, Wilcox, Blanc, Bramble, Schmeichel. I thought I'd fucking missed Van Nistelrooy for a second there. Van Nistelrooy, 55% owned. Big chance for Salah. And he scored. But flag is up, I think. No? I got it on mute. It's not helpful. He's fist bumped Mane, but he kind of looked back in a hesitation. He's not happy. I think it will be a VAR check. So we'll keep an eye on that for you. Say we, like there's more of us. Ball is played from Fabinho, and he's comfortably onside. That will be a goal for Mohamed Salah. Fabinho assist, Mo Salah goal. Played from sort of central. Ball in behind over the top of Van Aanholt. Salah chests it inside his man. Hennessy comes to me. Thinks it past him near post. No problem at all. That'll be game for Liverpool. Fabinho assist. Mohamed Salah goal. Our champ man FPL game week 24 is underway. The whistles are blown around the country and we are underway. Good luck everyone, say the official account. Jurgen Klopp is happy like it's something important. Captaincy. Wow, look at this. It's not a surprise, certainly who's top, but it is a surprise looking down at the captaincy for the two below him. There are massive differentials really here. Good luck to you, because I mean I've got all three. But good luck to whoever your captain is this week. Mark Viduka is captained by 55%. Ruud van Nistelrooy only 15%. Remember, there's 45% of people out there don't own him at all. The most straightforward transfer I'll make all season. Looking at the information that Luke gave at the weekend. And we have an early goal at St James's, and Newcastle have scored. Cole Court is the goal scorer. There's an assist for Christian Besaidis. Court goal, Besaidis assist. Newcastle 1, West Ham 0. Minute gone. Alan Shearer's captaincy is 10%. It's basically 11%. Henry 6%. 3% have gone free and Hart. 2% Robbie Keane. 1% for Rebroff Veron. There's about 0.5% for Robbie Fowler and Harry Kewell, respectively. That's your ownership and captaincy numbers. You can catch these bottom right-hand corner of the graphics as well. Transfers in. Ruud van Nistelrooy bought by 319 people, taken a jump in ownership of around about 29%. Mark Viduka's 14.5% new owners, bought by an extra 159. Ian Hart, 83 new owners. Two Guy, 60. Herman Haridason, 59. Alan Shearer, 53. And there's also a nice little bit of transfers in for McPhail, Janssen, Wilcox, Fester, Alan Johnston, the postman, and Dean Kiley, interestingly. What suddenly makes people think now I want to buy Dean Kiley, Middlesbrough away? Wildcarders, maybe? I guess it could be. I think we'll get chip coverage shortly. Transfers out. Thierry Henry has lost 350 owners. Sergei Rebroff has lost 205. And I'll give you Igor Biscan has lost 51. Ashley Cole 50. And then I'll wrap up the rest. There's no huge numbers here. Stolz has lost 43 owners. And the rest is all Mickey Mouse. Andy Oakes, Besaidis, Taggart, David Seaman, Salakovic, Judas, who wears 23 for Arsenal, Maurizio Tarico, Steven Gerrard, Steve Staunton, Shitu Berger, Hippier Fowler have all lost between 15 and 27 owners. And Dean Kiley's clean sheet at the Riverside is gone. Goal scorer is Paul Ince. Hamilton Rickard with the assist. Well done to our friend Rob Pick, the scout, who's picked Rickard in his head-to-head with me this week. I went for Nigel Martin. I think he'll get some save points today and a clean sheet against Blackburn, which will be enough to beat you, Rob. Don't get your knickers in a twist. We have 29 wildcards have been played, 1 free hit, 14 bench boosts, and 16 triple captainships have been played. 15 of those 16 triple captainships have been played, unsurprisingly, on Mark Viduka. One of them has been played on Robbie Keane. 219 teams have taken points hits this week for a total of 1,004 points in hits. Thank you very much to FPL captain Chris. Go and give my man a follow if you're a late joiner, and whomever else has helped you with the statistics this evening, Chris. But you can take sole thanks for the graphics. You can also take thanks for the graphics you helped provide me for my stream that I did pre-official FPL deadline yesterday, and I'll be doing that again on Saturday morning at 10:30 a.m. an FPL lastminute.com panic stream. I try and help you bastards with your FPL teams if you want it. 10:30 to 11:30 a.m. on Saturday, and then we do this again at 2:30 p.m. Right. FPL captain saying Tala Nadeem, the man on the stats. Thank you very much, Tala. Much appreciated for your assistance on that, mate. Right, let's get involved in the chat. Let's see what's happening. Who have we got in this evening? Let's have big fucking hellos. How many likes? That's what I need to check for Sujanet. I mean, once he is about Asmir Begovic, he's gonna be all over that. And he really wait till he didn't he ask me? Listen, Suj, you can piss off on the official FPL show. I'm doing podcasts with footballers. If you're wondering where Asmir Begovic is these days, he's playing for AC Milan. I mean, he's not playing much in fairness, but yeah, as you are. Right, who we got in? Ian's Breckin. I love Court, man. What a differential. Information on that Court goal. Good timing there. Court had already had a shot over the bar, pretty much straight from kickoff, but Sapunsis won the ball from the goal kick and found Basadas. He played a lofted through ball and Court headed the ball over the on-rushing David James. And on points' goal, a flying star at the Riverside. Great team move. Southgate and Egioga were involved and the ball is lifted into Rickard. He drills the ball across low from the right and Ince has got free to slot the ball low past Kylie. Update from White Hart Lane for you. Early chance at each end with Everson and Phillips both denied. Oh my, we have a red card and an injury here. It's all, as usual, kicking off when the entertainers are in town. Big news coming up very shortly from White Hart Lane. So everybody saying big fucking hellos. Love it. let's shout out the big hellos. Who have we got in? Rob Pick, evening guys. Enjoy the tweets. You're very welcome, Tyler. Good job. Mr. Shepherd, thank you very much. Disabled, big fucking hello. Hello, Luke. Auto Recluse, big hello. Andy Cairns, hello. Adam Baines. Okay, anyone on here know any other ex-footballers? Nah, not really. The red card at White Hart Lane has gone to Stefan Schwartz. He's dived in two-footed on Stefan Everson and is sent off by David Ellery. While that is happening, Gus Poyet is limping off. The man to replace him against 10-man Sunderland is Sergei Rebrov. You can't make it up. How long would he last? Rebrov is on against 10-man Sunderland, and Luke had already highlighted that Spurs were likely to do very well in this game. My goodness, how do you feel, Rebrov sellers? Brian Yule saying hello. Hello, Andy Martin. Sainty saying hello. FPL Ron R9. Hello, James. Harry Kane is back. He never went away, but don't tell Andy Martin because he's got an obsession with Harry, which is unhealthy. Billy Hadaway saying hello. Bradley Parker, clean sheet wipeout. Gary Shepherd, Gary Robinson, evening all. Update from Old Trafford. Manchester United have come flying out the blocks at Old Trafford. York has headed over. Bron has had a free kick well saved by Martin. Mark Viduka has been booked. Early booking for the big Aussie, captained by 55%. Storm Legacy saying, a clean sheet wipeout. Stay away from Ipswich tonight, please. Yeah, this is the final call for Ipswich, I think. Just looking at that replay of Trent's goal again. Obviously, it's half-time. I mean, Hennessy is nowhere near it. It's not particularly a criticism of it. It's a brilliant free kick. Annie N, afternoon, James, and everyone from California. Good luck. Brought in Viduka and Ruud van Nistelrooy for Rebrov and Henry for a hit. With Shearer captain. Wow, you've got all 5 big hitters involved in a little chat there. Tim Lum says, evening, everyone. Heskebo's in, saying hello. David Strom. Scala, low. At least my triple captain won't get injured again this season. Andy Cairns, fuck's sake, Gus. Southampton have a penalty at St Mary's. It had been a quiet start here, but Van der Sar has just brought down Kevin Davis in the area following a corner. The goalkeeper is but Mark Draper will take the penalty. Not the first card Edwin Van der Sar has received recently and given away a penalty for Fulham. So it would be Davis assist. Mark Draper will take that penalty for Southampton if scored. Cole JB. Red card has gone to Stefan. Did anybody get Everson? I think a few people did. Andrew Dill. Well, there goes my Kevin Phillips play. Lots of lulls. Innsbrucking, unbelievable. David Strom says 5 minutes max for Rebrov. Mark Draper scored that penalty at St Mary's. It's Southampton 1, Fulham 0 to confirm Draper goal. Davis assist. FPL Hitman, I see, staying alive. God, I'm a long way behind the chat. Let's get myself live. Gary Shepherd, Martin say point is that's nailed on that Martin be getting some sort of points here. I mean, he might be getting minuses as well, but yeah, he'd definitely be getting some sort of save points, I think, judging by. I mean, Luke, if it ends 0-0, we're blaming you, mate. Mind you, we've probably all got fucking Ian Hart as well. Anyway, Chris Duckworth saying good evening, hello, mate. Annie's telling everyone to hit the like button. Thank you, Annie. Andy Kens, I'll give Redbroth till half time. I reckon Redbroth's going to play 61 minutes and score twice. Shall we check for you? 7 minutes. That was timed at by the looks of it. 7 minutes was the time of the tweet. There was nothing added on to that. So, yeah. For a 60-minute appearance, he needs to get to 68, really. I can't see it. Goal at Goodison Park for Leicester City. James Scowcroft is the goal scorer, and the assist goes to Andy Impey. Everton 0, Leicester City 1. James Scowcroft with a goal, Andy Impey with the assist. Tim Lum says, currently melting in my room. Me too, mate. If the forehead gets too sweaty, let me know and I'll stick the cap on. But frankly, it's just a bit too fucking hot. Storm Legacy. I actually forgot Selakovic is in my team. I thought there would have been a few more would have looked at Selakovic captain, actually. I really thought a few more might have looked at it. His captaincy, just as a reminder. I mean, he's not even on that list. Top 10, which has Fowler and Kjell on it at 0.45%. Stefan Selakovic does not appear on it. I guess just too much faith in the forwards at the moment. Niz Godfrey's claiming Van der Sar is such a maverick. Storm Legacy. Forgot he had Selakovic. Luke's happy to take the blame, I think. Don't go and at Luke and blame him. Draper made no mistake on the Southampton penalty, slamming the ball down the centre of the goal as Van der Sar dived to his right. Relief at St Mary's. Can Southampton show some resilience? I doubt it. Luke Poyers, you are definitely not the first person who's written games instead of James. A few people said to me, you want to play games? And it's meant different things, you know. Oh. Andy Ken says, SCOE autocorrects to ecosystem. Fun fact. It wouldn't fucking correct to ecosystem on mine, I can tell you that right now. I'm sure it bloody wouldn't. You think my mobile phone knows how to spell ecosystem? The forgotten man of Chatman FPL, James Scowcroft, picks up an impy pass 25 yards from goal, shifted the ball beyond Steve Watson and arrowed a shot into the bottom corner. Everton 0, Leicester 1. Gary Shepherd, my captain, Janssen isn't on the list. Mate, I wouldn't have expected him to. I mean, Blackburn was just a completely passed by me. Like, genuinely. I would have been buying a player for Aston Villa away. That would have been my take. Nah. I mean, there's one case where I think double would just move over. Even looking at Brad Friedel, I was like, can I be taking out Crossley or Seaman, who are both... I mean, that was a tough choice for me. I went with Crossley. What's the point in getting Brad in? There's no point. I've got good rotation keepers there already. So, yeah, I just left Blackburn, personally. Redbroth owners, you're going to be so pleased. Well, I mean, Redbroth sellers, shall I say. Oh no, Sergei Redbroth is down now, clutching a hamstring. It seemed a huge risk to bring him on, and he's now limping off. Andy Rushbury is on in his place. on 7 minutes, lasted 7 minutes. Sergei Redbroth, 1 point return confirmed. Well done, sellers. This crazy mofo in game. Storm Legacy at Gary Shepherd, like 2 people on a desert island, only Janssen captainers. Dave Perrins, Scurry corrects to Showy on my phone. That seems much more realistic. Dave, my friend, I agree. FPL Irons, lol, said he wouldn't make it past 15. At least you got something right, mate. You ever going to get first in this league or what, pal? Innsbrucken describing it is unreal. Luke thinks it's hilarious. Brian Yule got Brad in for Casey. Yeah, don't mind that so much, Brad. Keller's keeping a clean sheet today, though, by the way. It's actually happening. This game. Oh my God, did Rob do a leak this week? I don't even know what the leak was. I don't even know what the leak was. I've been so fucking busy. Adam Baines, Rushbury Hattie incoming. Yeah, go on, Andy Rushbury. Who the fuck are you? Corner taken quickly, Origi. I mean, that's not the chat name I want to be reading out. You're just going to get corner taken quickly. Sergei dead, bruv. That's right, he's dead, bruv. Bradley Barker, Rebrov is bullied on this game. Yeah, I agree, Bradley. Yeah, he's only a little fella, isn't he? Update from St Mary's. Southampton have been impressive so far, and Fulham are struggling to get a foothold. Bowen Morte has been but. Scala says, lol, even better that he's a new injury, had no flag. Listen, you don't want players you haven't got that you don't want getting injured. Because just everybody's going to converge on what you've got. So anybody who did think, oh, I'm going to keep Rebrov, he might play, who didn't know about the 63% fitness and all that, then they're going to sell him now, aren't they? So it'd have been better to keep, I think. And then it's just more ownership for Viduka, Shearer, etc. We want the ownership spread in this game. That's what I want. That's what I really liked. I don't know the official stats from official FPL. But it seemed very unusual that there was a nice spread of captaincies across the Twitter community this week. It was really nice. Mine failed, if you're wondering, Bruno Fernandes. But and I certainly ain't going to get the score I got last game week. What did I get? 143, was it? 140? I can't remember. It was a fucking good score, though. Mad ass rank. Yeah, it was under 1,000. It was in the top 1,000 for the game week, but it will never happen again. I think I've got Trent. That's Andy. I don't know what I'm on at the moment. Yeah, fuck official FPL. Bradley's had 2 players booked already. Stuart Davis says double game weeks are overrated. Also adds that he's great at FPL. Everyone's great at FPL, Stuart. Talon Nadeem, Lewis Belmonte was 1 yellow card away from a suspension. If true, he is in line for one. Few others, 1 game away from a suspension. I think Ashley Cole was on another one. Update from Villa Park. I've watched a lot of rubbish football matches with the team I support. Just a reminder that Rob Pick does support Barnsley. This one is one of the worst I've ever seen. Nothing to report. That's the update from Villa Park. And not much to report at the Reebok as yet either. Pedersen and Ricketts have had efforts off target for Bolton, while Smeetser has been denied by Jaskalainen. So to cover poor Stuart Davis and his comment, double game week's overrated anyway. FPL game week 30 pre-lockdown team would have scored 131 in game week 31. His actual unlimited transfer team, full of double game week players, scored just 98. I'm great at FPL brackets. Not. If you want to watch along with me live at Anfield in terms of being at the same time and speed of me. Oh, Salah already nearly back in at the back post there. There's 45 minutes and 33 seconds gone. 34, 35, 36, 37, 38. Let's try not and spoil the chat with Liverpool goals, which I'm sure inevitably there are probably more on the way. Quiet start at Stamford Bridge. David Seaman has been forced into a save by a header from William Gallas. And at the other end, Ray Parlour fizzed a shot just wide after Henry's free kick had been blocked by the wall. It's described there as cagey. David Strom says Scowie autocorrects to Scow on my phone. Sensible. Yeah. Did Rebrov come on and go off on a stretcher, says Ian Davis. He might have. He might have. I can't recall if it said stretcher or not. Pedo's Pen. Hello, James. Up to 300th in FPL. You go, mate. Shame about bloody Rebrov. I mean, if you've got him, mate, then stick to official FPL. Storm Legacy. When the only right call at FPL Irons makes isn't the club he supports. I mean, I just feel sorry for the lad. That's all. I just feel sorry for him. The patrons in the chat who might have listened to Tottenham earlier, I'll cut into that because goal and assist for 2 players in my team. Look at me, I got so excited I nearly flipped the fucking laptop upside down. Shearer goal, Kieran Dyer assist. Newcastle 2, West Ham United 0. Shearer with the goal, Kieran Dyer with the assist. Yeah, I didn't really kick. We did a Tottenham podcast on Patreon today, and I really didn't kick Serge at all. It's no point. There's enough fucking kicking himself. I don't need to. Adam Baines, maybe his condition will now go negative. What, on Rebrov? Maybe. Yeah, possibly. FPL Hitman, I got Teddy in for Redruff. That could be turn out to be quite a shrewd move, potentially. Liverpool look like they're going through the gears early second half here. Mane into Henderson. They've got men over. Cleared, though. On the Shearer goal at St James's, the Dyer-Shearer combination does it again. Dyer had no space to shoot 15 yards out, so rolled the ball square. Obviously, West Ham decided Alan Shearer was no threat. He fired the ball into the top corner of the net. Newcastle 2, West Ham 0. Yeah, Kieran Dyer, your reward, my friend, may well be getting sold. Adam Bain says, is there a glitch in the game? There's always glitches in games. Real Mills, Bambashira. Ian McAllister just got in, wham to Redruff. So Redruff didn't start. Redruff was 63% fit. Redruff came on for the injured Gus Poyet after 7 minutes, just after Stefan Schwartz had been sent off, reducing Sunderland to 10 men. And Sergei Redruff lasted 7 minutes and went off. And a former Spurs player has scored at Goodison Park. One Paul Gascoigne. There's only one Paul Gascoigne. One Paul Gascoigne. Cue dickheads in the chat game. Pointless goal, man. Listen, it's never pointless when Paul Gascoigne does bits. Everton 1, Leicester 1. No assist on the Everton equaliser. Paul Gascoigne is the goal scorer. FPL Hitman. West Ham decided Big Al is no threat. That's the glitch. Liverpool breaking fast again at Anfield. PVA's breaking for Palace. One back by Fabinho. Seems quite lively at Anfield. Liverpool don't appear to be holding back. I mean, they've got no game for 8 days, so why would they, essentially? Clean sheet wipeout at Portman Road, I'm afraid. For owners of Derby County assets, Tommy Miller has given Ipswich Town the lead. The assist goes to Jim Magilton. Ipswich 1, Derby 0. Miller the scorer, Magilton with the assist. I wouldn't breathe a sigh of relief. Ipswich defensive owners, you still have well over an hour still to go. Pep Talk says one of the glitches is that Dyer has lasted many matches without being injured. I liked him as a footballer. I think he'd have done great at the 2002 World Cup if he hadn't got injured at St Mary's on the final day of the season. I think he would have... I mean, England ended up playing with Trevor Sinclair, who did fine in the tournament. But that was peak period for Dyer. Shame. Luke and Andy are trying to one-up themselves, saying who tipped Dyer, etc, etc. It doesn't fucking matter, guys. I bought the guy weeks ago, so you can go tip in however much you like. Essentially, the answer is it's neither of you, it's me. Andy Martin, come on, Luke. I tipped before you even featured on the stream. I love that. I said. Storm Legacy, I'd like PVA back at Chelsea. Not happening though. By the way, guys, what time's your stream tomorrow? Is it 2:30, did I say? So the guys, Luke's not doing his stream tonight. He's going to do it with Dave tomorrow afternoon, I think. I think I saw 2:30 somewhere. That's a point. Why is Hennessy in goal for Palace? He played at the weekend as well. Where the fuck's Guaita? He's injured. I just had a fucking blank for 4 days, not mentioning it on a podcast or nothing. That's baffled me now. Where am to Gator? Luke's saying 2:30 tomorrow that stream. Gaza! Abu Xavier hits a shot from outside the area that is saved by Walker but spilled. Gascoigne is there with the simplest of tap-ins before celebrating in front of the Gladys Street stand. Do you remember... you ever seen the video of Gascoigne when Abu Xavier is doing the interview and he says he's leaving and stuff? And Gazza's hanging out the window pretending to cry. Don't go, Abel! Don't go! Please don't go, Abel! They've just combined for the Everton goal. Adam Baines. PVA was awesome at Cov. Van Arnold played for Coventry. I mean, pff, well over my head, that one, mate. Ian Davis. PVA would be great for Spurs. How would PVA would be great for Spurs when the left back's not allowed to cross the fucking halfway line? There'd be no point in him. Literally no point in him. As Robertson fires over. There's been a red card at Old Trafford. Oh dear. Cracking. Gary Shepherd saying, bruised muscle Gator. Thank you. I mean, I sat and watched Bournemouth Palace. I mean, I was struggling by that point, having sat through everything on Saturday. Done the stream with you guys. I missed the best bit of the day, really. Brighton and Arsenal. I was struggling by it, and we was eating while it was on as well. But I know Hennessy played at the weekend, but it literally just occurred to me, where's Gator? Now we know. Bruised muscle. Why are you not playing with a bruised muscle? This is a fucking Champman FPL stub toe injury. I mean, what's all that? We await this news, which we're being held back on the potential. Well, we know it's not potential. There is a red card. Oh my God. Mark Viduka. Van Nistelrooy turns with the ball near halfway and Mark Viduka cynically trips him. Perhaps frustrated at his lack of involvement, he knows straight away and pleads with Steve Bennett, but it's a second yellow. He's off. Wow. Fabinho has just scored for Liverpool at Anfield, 3-0. I literally just saw the ball hit the net. I'll update you on the assist as soon as I've seen the replay. If you want to watch that live with me, I'm at 54 minutes, 30 seconds now. It's Robertson back into Fabinho. That's why I never want to go without Robertson either. Woo! He has smashed that in, Fabinho. Good 30 yards out or so. And he has hit that so true. Completely strikes through it. Very similar to his goal against Man City, but to the other side of the keeper. He hits that so true. Really strikes through the ball. Doesn't deviate at all much. Slightly going out to right, but it really strikes through the ball. Yeah, if you missed the big news, Mark Viduka has been sent off for Leeds. Wow, this game. The good news is, guys, he can play against Blackburn. He could still go mental against Blackburn, and you're not necessarily on minus. I don't know what are you on at the moment. If you've captained, what are you on? Bar drugs, but what are you on? Ian McCassis. So I got Redbrough in as captain last week, and now Viduka this week. Could have been worse. You could have just held on to Redbrough, mate. Disable saying Leeds 11 behind ball Pep. Goal for Spurs at the lane. And the goal scorer, of course, is Andy Rushbury. Assist for Stefan Everson. Tottenham 1, Sunderland 0. Rushbury the goal scorer. Everson with the assist. I need an Andy Rushbury song. Brian Yule. Hennessy didn't move and said it was past him. Don't disagree with that. I mean, it's not a good goalkeeper, Wayne Hennessy. Andy Kens called it Viduka prick. Ian Davis, yes, he does not miss the second game. He will play against Blackburn. Well, if he's picked. Imagine that as the next insult. Liverpool are trying to destroy Palace here. Vinaldo's just fired straight at Hennessy from no more than 8 yards, put on a plate by Mane, who at the moment doesn't have an attacking return of Liverpool's 3. What a moment for the 18-year-old Rushbury. Selakovic found Everson inside the area. The Norwegian saw Rushbury arriving and unselfishly squared the ball for the teenager who slammed it home from 6 yards. Could have rolled it in from there, mate. Brian Yule. Is Les Ferdinand dead? No, he's out on a night out with Chris Armstrong, if you were wondering. Gary Shepherd. Yes. Rushbury, triple captain. Yeah. Pep Talk. You are kidding me. Andy Rushbury, another glitch. Question. Pep, are you like still expecting anything other than glitches 24 game weeks in. You know this thing is mental, mate. Adam Baines, was Salez already on the board at the time? Ha ha. QPR. No, I don't get the reference there, Adam. Sorry, I might have missed something in an earlier comment. FPL Hitman, thank fuck-tie Captain Shearer. Goal at Goodison Park for the OOP. Joby McAnuff has put Leicester back in front against Everton. McAnuff with the goal. Assister is Robbie Savage. Everton 1, Leicester 2. McAnuff goal. Savage assist. That's savage. Ash, I'd rather have Jalal at my team instead of Hennessy. You wouldn't. Leo Lumley, triple captain Viduka. He better have a fucking hat-trick resurrection against Blackburn. Ah! Yeah, he could do. My money is he won't, by the way. Salah into Firmino at Anfield. He's fucked it up. Went to that leak that come out earlier. Yeah, I've been told Firmino's not playing. Deleted the fucking tweet, didn't he? You'll see at 7 o'clock. I'm never wrong. These guys with their leaks. Fucking ignore them. There's only one person I know is absolutely nailed, and that's Rockstar, mate. On the McAnuff goal, the Foxes get their noses back in front. Savage finds McAnuff with a cross. He has a lot to do, but turns sharply before firing a shot inside the near post to Simonson, who perhaps should have done better. Wait, it's in the net again. Another goal coming up at Goodison Park. Brian, you're saying, so none of these Leicester assists are from corners then? Well, the one in a minute might be. If it says assist-wise, then you know it's probably a corner, isn't it? Dave, yes, as the guys have said underneath, it's Robertson with the assist for Fabinho's goal for Liverpool. Oh, hate not owning him. And it's not like I couldn't choose to. I just went different ways. I can't bear not having him. Every time, like when they won 4-0 that night at Leicester and Trent got all the returns, and I didn't own Robertson that night, and I did own Trent. Joe Max Moore's equalised for Everton. Assister is not Dennis Wise, obviously. It's Gary Naismith. Everton 2, Leicester 2, all kicking off at Goodison. And but I watched that game, and not owning Robertson, it was the first thing I said to Suja on the next podcast. I was like, I have to get him back now. I can't wait. The fact that he hadn't been fit made me not really want to take the chance, thinking he might be back for Man City next week. So something I can very easily correct, though, because of the way I've budgeted my official FPL squad. I can do that in one free transfer. It's not a problem for Alonso or Laporte, basically. No issue at all, if that's what I decide I want to do. I suspect I probably will. Storm Legacy at Petzl. You're another to text they benched Martial. Why? We digging people out, are we? I missed that one about Martial. What I haven't missed is the Liverpool goal at the Reebok, scored by Danny Murphy. Assist for Vladimir Smica. I should probably say the Liverpool 2002 goal, shouldn't I? Danny Murphy goal. Assist for Vladimir Smica. Bolton 0, Liverpool of 2002. 1 at the Reebok. Andy G, the golf pro. Glad I switched captain from Viduka to Shearer this afternoon. Listen, you don't know, right? None of us know. There's a game to go. They've got a home game. Viduka could still go absolutely mental, couldn't he? Liverpool, I have to say, from what I'm watching, are looking for more. They're not pissing about here. Be interesting to see if there's mass changes now that it's wrapped up. As I said, the fact they're not playing for 8 days makes me think they're going to go for it here. I mean, you know, in the title race, goal difference could be particularly important. Right, updates on those goals. First for Danny Murphy. Lovely team goal here. Berger and Heskey involved before Murphy swung the ball across the pitch to Smica. Smica pushed on and returned the ball to Murphy, who stepped past his marker before coolly slotting the ball into the far corner. And on Max Moore's equaliser for Everton, What a game. A fine cross by Naismith that drops just beyond ex-Barnsley man Taggart, and Joe Maxmore meets it with a header that Walker cannot keep out. A crazy game at Goodison. Wait. Red card incoming at Goodison too. Salah has just bent just wide from angle of penalty area. Fair to say, Hennessy would have been beat. It would have been another potential assist for Mane, who feels like he's been at the centre of everything when I've been looking up. The red card for Leicester, there'll be no assist tonight, is for Dennis Wise. Everton awarded a free kick for a foul by Wise on Gascoigne. It's fairly innocuous, but the diminutive Wise is furious. In the face of the referee, ref Roger Fernandez, who, isn't having any of it. It's a straight red for the little weasel. Everton 2, Leicester 2, and Leicester down to 10. Dennis Wise sent off. Alan Mott-Daddy, very quiet Old Trafford since the red. Where you at, Rude? As Luke said, Leeds have probably gone ultra defensive. 4-4-1. Put up the barriers. I don't know why that was such a difficult word to say. You know how it is for me. Jordan Henderson has been replaced for Liverpool at Anfield. 63 minutes gone there. If you want to watch live with me, I'm coming at 63 minutes, 45 seconds. Goal at Stamford Bridge. Inevitably, for Thierry Henry. Assist goes to Michio Albertini. Chelsea 0, Arsenal 1. Henry with the goal. Albertini with the assist. Told you that Henry to Van Nistelrooy transfer was straightforward, wasn't I? I said it. It's me. Alan Daddy, shit. There goes my chance for a Taggart goal. Probably, mate. Scarlett says, Danny Murphy's scoring should give the year away. Listen, Scarlett, I haven't seen Gary Smith's name in this chat yet, right? But at the point that Gary enters, I need to be really straight talking, right? Kind of hoping Gary doesn't turn up till, I mean, it should be here by now, isn't it? Hour later. Although Gary might have turned up at like at 8:15 and been, where is it? Oh, fuck it, I'll watch the football. Gary Shepherd, great. Only the 2 red cards tonight then. Bloody hell. Well, yeah, he's got Viduka and Wise. I'm sure he's not the only one out there. On the Henry goal, literally nothing had happened here for a good 15 minutes. But suddenly Albertini produced a sumptuous raking ball into the penalty area. And Henry was able to loop his header over Kudicini and into the far corner. Chelsea 0, Arsenal 1. David Strom says, you got to be kidding me. I don't do the jokes. And if I do, I admit to them quite quickly afterwards. Luke saying, Henry trolling as hard as Rebroff here. Fucking hell, it's hot, man. Really hot. FPL captain, where's the minute on the Fabinho goal, mate? Slack in. Now I can see, when you left all that space for the graphics on Brighton Arsenal on Saturday, I can see why you left all that space now. You might run out of space this time. Pep Talk, classic champ, man. Ruud van Nistelrooy, Reading coming now. Henry has scored. Update from Portman Road. And it's injury news. Fabrizio Ravanelli is struggling. He looks upset as he signals to the bench he'll be replaced by Lee Morris. Midovijevic on for Chiati. Riedervirod on for MacArthur, I think that was for Palace. Jesus Christ. Suj is inviting a woman onto a podcast. I didn't mean it like that. He's inviting someone's mum who doesn't know, basically. So, someone messaged Suj. Well, nah, fuck it. I can message him, can't I? Sorry, arranging podcast recording for 6:30 Friday night. Without Migtavius and Turfy Topper, so we can preview Crystal Palace and Burnley for you on Monday. Be a good one for the Sky players. Second goal at the lane for the Super Spurs. Simon Davis is the goal scorer, and Darren Anderton stand-in Oyvind Leonardson has set up the goal for Davis. Tottenham 2, Sunderland 0. What I completely forgot about responding to that message is I've turned off the fucking Liverpool game like an idiot, and yeah, it's just as important, isn't it? Then Crowder, but BBC, right up. So I was trying to. I watched the first half of all 4 games earlier. I had Man United on the TV. I had Norwich and Everton on the iPad, and I had the Wolves and the Newcastle games on 2 different phones. Sitting there, phones, iPad, TV, bang. The little one started getting a bit trappy second half. So I was like, do you know what? It's all shit. I'll just watch United. So just watch United second half. And flicking over to Norwich and Everton now and again on BBC. See how old Dominic Calvert-Lewin was getting on. Well, I'd say he was getting on to absolutely nothing. That crowd noise, force it on you. Oh, yeah. Press the red button for no crowd noise. All right, cool. I'm all right. Let me press the red button. And I'd get a fucking picture that's from 2002. Where's my HD? So I've got to have the crowd noise if I want to watch it on BBC. Nah. And fuck yourself, BBC. Find a dodgy stream if there's a decent game on your channel. Update from the Riverside. Quiet start at the Riverside since that blistering start with some good defending at both ends. Boxic and Rickard have both gone close to doubling Borough's lead. Ugo Egiog has been booked. Salah's played a great ball. Mane is 1-on-1 for Liverpool. Scored. It will be VAR reviewed. But Salah has just assisted Mane. I assume that's onside, would be my instinct. Great pass from Salah. Thought they didn't like each other. Mane spins it inside for Firmino. Knocked on to Salah. Played first time. He is well onside, Sadio Mane. From inside his half, Salah plays it. Mane's probably 50 yards out. Run through on the angle. And you've seen that before from him. Cuts inside, strokes it into the far corner. Past, as Rob Pick would tweet, Hennessy's despairing dive. Liverpool 4, Palace 0. Salah and Mane owners, you're in. And of course, TAA, VVD, Robertson, all in the attacking returns as well. Who said about going without Liverpool? No, I didn't say that. I said about going without Mane and Salah potentially. Again, easy moves to get one in if I deem it necessary. John UK, classic. I want to see what he said now. I missed it. He has 2 sending off, 0 returns. What a joke. Goal at the Reebok for Bolton Wanderers against very old Liverpool. Ricketts, the goal scorer, no assister. Bolton 1, Liverpool 1. Update on Simon Davis' goal at White Hart Lane. Breathing space for Spurs. Leonardson turns nicely, clips across into the area. It looks to be evading everyone, but Davis flies in with a diving header from nowhere and finds the bottom corner. Bradley Parker, FPL killed me this week. Well, you ain't got the Doherty, the Dharma Traore and Super C Senor Raul Jimenez treble up like me, no? What's going on? Scala's got no Liverpool. Simon Dowling as Marnie captain. He's pretty happy with that. Yeah, he finishes that really well, Marnie. Even though you know where he's going up. It's comfy enough. I don't think keeper's got a chance. Near Shakhtar thinks triple Liverpool is the only way to go. I've got it, mate. Hippier, Biscan and Gerrard. And an update from Liverpool's game at the Reebok. Leveller. Rod Wallace breaks into the area and is denied by a sliding tackle by Stephen Wright. Liverpool don't react and Ricketts is able to nip in and lift the ball over Dudek. No time to dwell. We have a goal at Old Trafford. There's also been a goal at Goodison Park. Robbie Savage has scored an own goal. No assister on that. Savage own goal. So Wise red card. Savage own goal. Everton 3, Leicester 2. News incoming very shortly from Old Trafford as we approach half time. Luke, I'm with you on the hippier, mate. Shit happens, innit? You win some, you lose some. It's life. They're frustrating, really. But you got to play them. You can't leave them out because they're capable. That's in reference to, say, hippier and Encho, basically. All right. We await news. You know it. Van Nistelrooy goal, assist for Veron. Manchester United 1, Leeds 0. Van Nistelrooy goal, assist for Juan Sebastian Veron. United 1, Leeds 0. 45 minutes gone. I don't know what happened with this Martial bench shit. I'll tell you, I've been too busy to take much notice of what's happening on Twitter. I just know about your man saying earlier about Firmino and stuff. Brian Yule, I'm having quite a good week in FPL. Let's just never discuss this champ man FPL week again. It's 45 minutes to go. And if you have 3 Leeds players, there are 135 minutes to go. Excuse me. Simon Darling, is that Jim Magilton? Yeah, Jim Magilton plays for Ipswich in this simulation. It's called Jim Magilton. Veron's free kick is met by the head of Van Nistelrooy. Martin makes a great save, but the ball drops straight back to the Dutchman who can't miss and tucks home. The score centre awards the assist to Veron. Big goal before half time. How can Veron get the assist? Veron's free kick is met by the head of Van Nistelrooy. Martin makes a great save, but the ball drops straight back to the Dutchman who can't miss and tucks home. Listen, Veron wouldn't even get that assist in real FPL. You have to take that off. Like, literally, you have to take that off. Or at least lie about the commentary. On the Savage own goal at Goodison. This is one for the own goals and gaffes DVD. Savage tackles Abu Xavier, but then proceeds to trip and stumble over the ball, deceiving Walker, and the ball trickles into the goal. Savage doesn't seem to know whether to laugh or cry. With that face, I'd cry. Half time. Wow. Villa Blackburn remains goalless. Those on Brad Fiedel, David Wetherill perhaps. Looking all right so far. Bolton 1, Liverpool 1. Goals from Danny Murphy and Michael Ricketts. Thierry Henry has given Arsenal the lead at Stamford Bridge. It's Everton 3, Leicester 2 at Goodison. Dennis Wise has been sent off there. Ipswich lead Derby by a goal to 0. I think it was Jim Magilton, wasn't it? Ruud van Nistelrooy has broken the deadlock for Manchester United against Leeds just before half-time. The headline news there, Mark Viduka sent off for 2 yellow card offences. Middlesbrough lead Charlton 1-0. Paul Ince goal assisted by Hamilton Rickard. Newcastle lead West Ham 2-0. Goals for Court and Shearer. Southampton lead Fulham 1-0. Goal by a Mark Draper penalty. And Tottenham leads Sunderland 2-0 with goals from Andy Rushbury and Simon Davis. But that's not the headline news. As Sergei Rebrov, not fit, made it off the bench after 7 minutes to last only a further 7 minutes. And Spurs now lead 2-0 against 10-man Sunderland, who had Stefan Schwarz sent off. It remains 4-0 to Liverpool at Anfield, just coming up to 75 minutes to go. If you want to watch along the final 15 minutes with me, it's 75 minutes now. Kushti. Simon Downing saying TAA off. If he is, I didn't see the substitutions. But it looks like Minamino's on for Firmino. Chamberlain's on the pitch now, I can see. I certainly wouldn't be surprised if Trent went off. I mean, it's banked the clean sheet and the assist, isn't it? So I don't suppose owners would complain too much. Oh dear, so warm. Andy Ken, 67 FPL points without bonus. F4 win champ FPL. Let's see how my FPL team's doing. Why not? Let's have a little look. I think it's going okay. I'm probably going to be about 60 points by end of game week, I think, which any normal week's okay. I am on 50 points currently, excluding bonus. Bonus as it stands at Anfield. Oh, really? Bonus as it stands at Anfield is Fabinho on for top, Mane on for second, Salah on for third, but just ahead of Trent. So despite a goal and an assist, Salah only third on that at the moment. I'm on 50 points for the game week, which Jimenez will take me up to 53 with Ings, De Bruyne and Pope to go. Not the worst. Should we see if we can find a live average? Actually, see if I can find that for you. I suspect the top 10k live average is going to be pretty high. Oh, it's going to want my fucking... Because I'm using a different phone. Alright, bear with me. We'll find a way. Liverpool certainly, let's say, eased off a little bit, I would suggest, with those changes. Trent is definitely not on the pitch, by the way. Palace have a goal kick. What's my ID? Right, there's my ID. Yeah, okay. See, I'm using my old phone for this, which is a pain. You know when you change phones, and when you change phones, you were like, oh, my old phone was so much easier to work. Try and then use the old phone again a month later. Oh, brutal. Let's do that. Go on then. I've entered it. Off you go. Christopher C. Can I have an opinion? Of course you can, Chris. What would you like that opinion on? Pettook says, I'm on 41 currently with 25 on the bench in FPL. Banging, mate. Andy G, the Golf Pros, beat me to it. 65 for top 10k. Ash saying the same. And he's saying 47 overall average. Yeah, that's pretty much roughly what I'd have expected. Fine. I won't bother looking. Thanks, guys. I should have just trusted you lot to be able to put that in, really, shouldn't I? Yeah, that's roughly where I would have expected to be honest. So, yeah, probably going to have a small green with my rank, which is only about 335k, I think I was pre-game. But then it's a lot better than the 880k I was sitting on 7 days and 2 hours ago. Christopher C. I'm a Man United fan. Was asked to name my all-time joint Arsenal and Man United 11. I had Bergkamp in ahead of Rooney. Mates calling me deluded as fuck. No, mate. You're okay there. Close one, that. Close one. Personally, I mean, if I had to rock up tomorrow and I had to play one of them in that position, Bergkamp for me. To be honest, but can't argue with Rooney's peak. Much better goal scorer than Bergkamp. Played a little bit different. Rooney could play a bit higher. The other benefit to Rooney is in terms of multifunctional, in terms of you could play him in any attacking position. You can play in midfield. Bergkamp only really played the one position in the 10. It's not criticism. He was perfect at it. Preferred Bergkamp as a player. There you go. If you ask me to pick an all-time Premier League 11, strangely enough, that's different because the amount of goal Rooney scored, maybe. But then I wouldn't have either of them in it. Close. You ain't fucking deluded, mate. Listen, if people don't like your opinion, and particularly if it's against your own team, you'll get called out because people are pricks, mate. Might want to check your mates. Close one. That's personal opinion. Let us know in the chat, guys. Better player, Bergkamp or Rooney? The problem is all the younger ones will go for Rooney, which is understandable. But I suspect a lot of people my age and above might say Bergkamp. But by the way, Henri pisses over both of them. What Recluse saying, do you think Liverpool will kick on and win the league at this point? Do you know what? Maybe. Maybe. FPL Hitman's a United fan. I'd say it's a close one. Dennis and Wayne can't be wrong on either. Yeah, that's a good summary there, mate. Both great players, weren't they? Hip Hop saying Bergkamp. Majority saying Bergkamp in the chat. In fact, every response so far says Bergkamp. I don't have an issue with that at all. Karan Yadav is the first one saying Wayne Rooney 10. It does also support Manchester United. Just saying. And Gary Shepherd has a fair point. They were very different players. If they both played that same position, the 10 position, I'd pick Bergkamp. Otherwise, it becomes a very difficult comparison. Eight minutes to go at Anfield. Remains 4-0. What do we want to talk about for 8 minutes, guys? The game's kind of dying a death at Anfield a little bit. Christopher C. Just screenshot that. Screenshot all of it, mate. Show on the video if you want. I won't ever listen to Planet FPL. Andy Cairns, I think Bergkamp just had 1% of something missing. Incredible play on his day, but I'd just take Rooney. Let me know what the 1% that was missing was. Excuse me. Chris C said he's sending it to the WhatsApp group. Excuse me. Cheers, Chris. I brought on a nice little conversation for a minute or two to distract us. Storm Legacy, I've been all zen about scores missed since restart. Stuff just happens. Cool stuff happens, mate. It's all right. Watch everyone go and buy Liverpool now going into Man City. It's okay. Don't panic. I'm telling you now, unless I pick up injuries in the next 24 hours, I'm rolling next week. Not a bother. And then I'll make moves again afterwards once I've assessed following that City Liverpool. So I picked a squad that's got a very, very strong bench. Everybody would say too strong a bench. And I'm rotating depending on how I feel pre-deadlines. It's exactly how I feel. I haven't seen Wilfried Zaha once tonight. If I have, I've missed it. I can't think I've ever looked at the screen and seen Wilfried Zaha on the ball. That's not mean to dig him out. It's just obviously he's the Palace player that stands out. Mane is being replaced at Anfield. Pet Talk. Bergkamp was a lovely footballer, but he wasn't a goal machine. Look at how many Rooney's got. Yeah, if it's goal scoring, it's unjustified. It's no contest. Bergkamp didn't need to be when he had Anelka and Henry ahead of him, mate. And Ian Wright before that as well. Didn't need to be, did he? Because he had someone else who was doing it. Different player. Bergkamp never played the position that Rooney played. He's mad goal scoring since he ran about 09-10, wasn't it, Rooney? Bergkamp never played that position that Rooney played that. Yeah, again, yeah, can't argue with the goal scoring exploits. It's personal opinion anyway. I don't think there's a right or wrong on that. Ash, Zaha went off injured on 15 minutes. Fuck, I didn't know that. That would be why I ain't seen him then. That obviously happened while I was setting up the stream. Billy Hadaway. Wait, Zaha or Saha? Zaha. Gary Shepherd. I'm on wildcard this week. Must-haves or cheeky differentials? No must-haves, other than Trent. But then you could go without him for a week and get him afterwards if you want to. Trent, first name on the team sheet, mate. Other than that, look, it's a short period, 7 games to go. Do what you like with it. Genuinely. Do what you like with it. No right or wrong. There's no great strategy to say do this to part B for chips. Play it your way. No rights, no wrongs. I will do a stream at 12 o'clock tomorrow is my plan as well, Ash James. As I said, I'll do the final hour, 10:30 AM on Saturday as well. Ian Davis, my favourite Planet FPL Planet show is Tottenham. As however Spurs are doing it seems great compared to West Ham. I'm not sure that made a lot of sense, Ian, but I got the sentiment of what you're saying is that you like that podcast. It wasn't popular enough, unfortunately. Of the 6 shows, it was probably the least popular. That's the way it's ended up on Patreon. But yeah, I didn't dig Suj out too much for last night. Like I said, it's more. There's no point digging you out, mate. It'll make you feel even worse. All recluse. James, who's getting top 4 next season? I'd go for Manchester United, Arsenal, Leeds, and Liverpool. Niz Godfrey, Bergkamp was a wizard. Yeah, FPL Hitman on wildcard 2. Gary Shepherd, I'm on 2020 FPL wildcard, by the way, not champ, man. Yeah, I get that, Gary. Storm Legacy, James is a legend. Mentioned on the pod with Begovic at the start of the stream, not a word since. Better man than I. Don't get that, but okay, cool. Andy Kens, Bergkamp made other players better. Rooney, the talisman himself. 9 is Rooney, obviously, in the 10, Bergkamp. Edges, but less bad than the 9. Difficult to explain. It was, yeah, because I didn't really get what you're saying there, Andy. Simon Down, only Liverpool and City look arse since the restart. Does that surprise you? Second halves underway in Champman FPL. Surely it can't be as busy and chaotic as the first. Can it? FPL Hitman, getting Martial and Rashford in on wildcard makes sense, or chasing points only have Bruno. Just stick with it. Stick with it. What happened to Sheffield United today ain't going to happen to them again, right? Yeah, setup wise, it worked for United today. He's playing OOP. Listen, you get him in, and he'll be injured. I saw Luke's tweet earlier, which I liked. He'll get injured and he'll get you a 1-pointer, or he'll sulk and do nothing. So look, with the fixtures coming up, yeah, it could be a fairly obvious one to punt in. Don't. Why? Remind yourself, why didn't you get him before today? We played against the Sheffield United today. With Sheffield United with that defence today would go down. Genuinely, I can't understate how important the absence of O'Connell, Egan, and Henderson is to them. They would be close to going down if that's the back five that with a goalkeeper that they rocked up every week. So I really wouldn't judge into that too much. Martial took the goals very, very well. What I liked about the first two is they're very untypical Anthony Martial goals in terms of getting across the front, being in the right place at the right time, because he often doesn't. So that part impressed me today. The finish for the third, really good. Yeah, it could be that under these conditions that he's going to perform better without the crowd. He might be one of them. But did you see anything Friday night against the poor Tottenham team that made you think, I'm desperate to get Anthony Martial? No. It's the easy thing to do. Midfielder scores a hat-trick and it's like, must get. I'm not saying it's a bad pick. And I'm not saying that I won't get him. But to say, slam into him, he's so reactive. One I would say, and it's because it's part from my point of view as well, Sheffield United will be a different beast against Tottenham next week with those players back fit. And Son to Martial next week could be a good move for me that opens up different doors. But it wouldn't be a priority to go and get Martial. It would probably be more a part of Son to Martial makes sense on the 1 week punt, and then will probably allow me Ings to Jesus with the money that I've left in the bank. Suddenly, it becomes a sensible move. Sonny didn't impress me last night at all. And the thing with him is, when he kept returning in January and February, those who listen to the podcast will know I kept saying he's not playing well. And yet last night, didn't play well. He's got an assist and he's been half a yard offside, denying him a goal and an assist. And that's part of the point. Actually, this was the same before lockdown. Not playing well, still getting returns. And Sonny's just as capable. Sheffield United game, not great. But then beyond that, Everton, Bournemouth, Arsenal. Yeah, I mean, he can do some damage, right? Can't have all these players, I'm afraid. Update from Villa Park. It just showed some fans asleep in the stands here. I don't blame them. There's barely been a shot. Dalglish has seen enough and replaces Merson, Wright and Carr with Delaney, Barry and Cash Law. Thought Kenny Dalglish was going to bring all this attacking football for Villa. James Trustwell, Sheffield United fan here, and I agree. Happy to get away with 3-0 today. Just annoyed our captain Bruno. I ain't annoyed our captain Bruno. He was like second assist for everything. Next week it will go a different way and he'll be involved in everything. Nah. I would even look at that and go, you know, as a Sheffield United fan, you knew how much of a problem that was going to be today, which is what I'd also identified on the podcast on Monday. Bruno Fernandes was nowhere on my radar last Friday. He had more of an influence. His performance at Tottenham had more of an influence, on my opinion, than Anthony Martial did today, if I'm very honest with you. Martial have anything else other than the goals? I realise he put one on the plate for Rashford as well that he should have scored. He'll frustrate the fuck out of you, Martial. You have to know that. You will own him and you will watch some games. You'll be like, did he play? Because that's what he's like. But can't argue what he's capable with in that position. Yeah. Ash, I can't believe what I've just seen. Hennessy made a save. He's so bad. Pet talk. I'm finding that crowds are better for lower teams. Look how City, United and Liverpool have done behind closed doors. City are even more amazing on the ball without the pressure. Did you mean bad for lower teams? Sounded a bit contradictory, that Pep talk. Storm Legacy, sticking with Bruno. Got my Man United covered next week. Bruno could score higher, still be the same buzzer bear. Yeah, Bruno will probably be my captain next week as well. It's probably my thinking. Brighton next week will be more difficult for Manchester United than Sheffield United was this week. Equaliser for Fulham at St Mary's, scored by Alan Goma, who is no assister. Simon Dowling, Salah misses a sitter. If he did, I missed it. Eugene McGeever, Norwich City is going back down to the Championship this season when they get relegated from the Premier League. Eugene, thanks for the insight there, mate. That's fucking amazing, pal. Oh dear. Gary Shepherd, thanks for the wildcard advice. Didn't really give any, mate. I'm never going without TAA again after missing him for the Leicester game. Best player in FPL, mate. Don't care what anyone says. 8 million next year, straight in, no doubt. Hennessy just made another save, by the way. 8.5, I'll get Trent next year. Don't care. I don't care. It's only at 9 million, and I'd have to look at what it was affecting me budget-wise elsewhere. It'd have to be 9 million for me not to have him opening day next season. Genuinely. Goal at Portman Road. Sorry. Derby owners again. Goal scorer for Ipswich is Pablo. Assist for Jermaine Wright. Ipswich 2, Derby County 0. Cole JB saying, will Asmir bleep you on the pod or do you have to be careful? Look, Asmir DM'd me about 4 o'clock and I was like, shit, wow. So I DM'd him back, went, yeah, sure, great. And so we're going to record a podcast Friday. I need to listen to some of his podcasts to know if the swearing's allowed or not. But we're going to record it in the morning. If it's no swearing, I won't swear. It's not a problem. I can do that. You know, I've had that period before where, you know, I've gone round and met future potential father-in-laws and been nice and then told to fuck off a few weeks later. On the Pablo goal, an excellent start to the second half. Jermaine Wright has been excellent so far and he burst down the right flank before finding across to Pablo at the near post who flicks the ball past the helpless Poom. And on Alan Gomar's goal for Fulham at St Mary's, Southampton's soft underbelly comes back to haunt them. Wainbridge should clear a routine corner, but his clearance hits Melville and then ricochets off a Southampton defender to Gomar, who lashes the ball home. I see you, Luke. Storm Legacy's recommending those who might not give him the video a like. Do. It's nice to see a good crowd in. I know the numbers are going to go down with, particularly that with Liverpool playing tonight as well. But Liverpool game is now finished. You can tell your mates to come and say hello. Ferrell's in, says, evening. Quiet start to the second half at Old Trafford with little action at either end. Luke Chadwick has been replaced by Phil Neville. Gary Sheppo, who's Pablo? I don't know, sounds like a little boy's name, doesn't it? Edward Healy, sorry I'm late. And look at all these latecomers now. Yeah, we know where you've been. Watching your fucking FPL captains. What, we ain't good enough? You can't do two things at once? What do your women think of you if you can't do two things at once? Eugene McGeever's offered more incredible insight following his revelation that Norwich will get relegated. He's also just confirmed that Liverpool won 4-0. Amazing insight again, Eugene. Thanks very much for that. Pep talk, if Arca doesn't come on, I'll get Goma. Come on, Sunderland, don't bring him on. Gary Shepherd, you keep missing big chunks from the story, James. What are you going to be talking about on the pod? Oh, with Asmir? I haven't got a clue. I mean, FPL. It's going to be... He said, do you want to come on and talk about FPL? So it's like, yeah, great. I know he's played it because he's done stuff with the official account before, and I think he's done stuff with Bournemouth when he was there. So he's a name that's been on my radar, and I think he's worked with a couple of other FPL collabs as well. But his podcast isn't specifically FPL, but I think he's done bits before. So yeah, it's going to be FPL based. But yeah, nudge, nudge. I'm fucking getting on Planet FPL afterwards, isn't it? The guys, listen, just stop and think about this for a moment. A human being who has a professional contract at AC Milan asked me today to go and be on their podcast. More frustration for patient Alan Boxish owners as his number is up on 54 minutes, replaced by Noel Whelan. Hang on, a roar goes up around the riverside and the ball is in the net. Betting money Asmir Begovic has never seen this stream. What's the pod called? I'll tell you. Hold on. Season of Sports is the podcast. Straight talking sports podcast from a current athlete's perspective, hosted by Asmir Begovic. Audio Boom, iTunes and Spotify, so it'd be easy enough to find out. Rickard has scored. Fuck. Rob Pick, you've won the head-to-head. Assist for Dean Gordon. He didn't bother to put the score up, though, so I'll just go off memory that it's now 2-0 to Middlesbrough. Hamilton Rickard with the goal. Flash. Ha ha. Dean Gordon with the assist. Noel Whelan replaced Boxic, and he slides the ball wide to Gordon. Gordon didn't waste any time in playing a raking early cross to an unmarked Rickard, who lets the ball bounce before smashing the half volley beyond Kylie. Loads of fucking raking on these tweets, mate. Anyone else ever find that? Raking. Lots of raking. Got a job for the wife. Update from Stamford Bridge. Couple of changes at Stamford Bridge, with Chelsea introducing Stanic to replace Zola, while Albertini is coming off for Arsenal to be replaced by Van Bronckhorst. It continues to be quiet. FPL Ferrell, yeah, you heard that right. Clean sheet, wipe out. Get Begovic in the chat. I wonder if there was an update on those points at Anfield. Thanks, wife. You're the best. Cheers. Love you, honey. Goal at Stamford Bridge for them wankers from South London. Ray Parlour is the goal scorer. Andrei Tikhonov is in the attacking returns again. Chelsea 0, Arsenal 2. Ray Parlour goal. Tikhonov assist. At least it weren't fucking on Ray. FPL Ronaldo with 9 says, I remember Levy got money from not signing Begovic. Some sort of first option clause, which another club, Portsmouth, I think, had to pay to remove. It was weird. Yes, I've heard that story as well. It wouldn't be something I'd ask him on the podcast, but after we've recorded, I might. Yeah, Niz, is very true. Yeah, you lot will go in and listen to it, and the views will go up. Yeah. He's got a great following anyway, so I know the podcast account doesn't have a huge following as yet, but yeah, it will do. He's got massive following on Twitter on that. So I see you, Nick. Right, these Godfrey, those Karen Yella, Fabinho 3, TAA 2, Mane 1 on the bonus. Salah, we've been here before, haven't we? Go on assist, no bonus for Salah. That's a fucking mad one, isn't it? So yeah, on my team, that would put me. I presume Jimenez is still on top bonus for Wolves. Was Trejo in the bonus? I don't think it was he? No. So top for Jimenez, another 2 for TAA. That's gonna put me on 55 with Ings, De Bruyne, and Nick Pope to go. Not the worst week. That's okay. Very, very quiet in the second half so far at the Reebok. Emil Heskey has just come off to be replaced by Robbie Fowler. No chances to speak of at all in the second half. And on the Parlour goal at the Bridge, a superb finish from the Romford Pele. I just added that myself. As he latches onto a header down from Tikhonov and fires a low drive past the despairing dive, Rob. Not drive, dive of Kudacini from the edge of the area. Chelsea showing no signs of life here. Means they'll score in a minute, probably. Salah Nadim, 85 with Danny Ings to play. Sun captain. Nice. Bradley Parker says Salah pays the price for bonus because he can't pass. Bradley, to be fair, that assist from Salah tonight is absolutely fantastic. Gary Shepard says, James, did Begovic only ask you because Eugene wasn't available? I believe that's the case. Yeah, Eugene had better things to do on his Friday morning. I already had to message the patrons and say, yeah, you know your podcast Friday morning. It's going to be late, lads. Ash, use the Fantasy Football Fix app. It shows in-game live bonus points added to team. It's very true, Ash, but I can't be bothered to sign in because I've been looking at my old phone, which now I actually don't need to do. So it's fair comment that, but it's too fucking late now. Ash got 86 with Pope left. Mac 93 with Pope to play. Some very good scores out there. Yeah, but it's not what I got last week, is it? Let's be honest. Do you reckon Begovic caught wind of my tweet and that's why he asked me? Because he'd seen my score. And he said, the stupid guy thinks I'm some sort of a fucking expert. He's going to get a shock, isn't he? Oh, yeah, I saw you got a game week rank inside the top 1,000 in game week 23. Yeah, that's true, Asmir. Please don't ask me about my overall rank. Some very good scores here. I'm not seeing any bad scores, which is always. It's like the gamblers thing, isn't it? Everyone wants to put their good score in. No one wants to put, oh, yeah, I'm sitting here on 40 points. Yeah. Go on then. Anyone in the chat on below 40 in their official FPL team at the moment? Let's hear some depressing stories. They're far funnier. Andrew Dell, Premier Fantasy Tools is great as well. So tall. So true. We've used some of their stuff for podcasting before. They know you used a lot of their data when we did our first live show, actually. I used quite a lot of data from Fantasy Tools. Good site, that. Good guys. Heavy Finger 790 with Taylor to play. Mad week. Ball is in the net at St James's. Christian Besadas has the ball in the net from a sheer cross for Newcastle, but it's been ruled out. Warren Barton adjudged to be interfering with play in an offside position by the officials. Harsh. I still want to know if Veron's getting that assist, by the way, Mr. Andy Martin, if you're still knocking about. Ulrich Klutz on 50. Mark Dorney 55 with free to play. FPL Blade 47. Tom has probably got treble Sheffield United defence. That'll be why. Excuse me. Tim Lum 45 with free to play. So either none of the 138 people who are watching this stream like that right now got less than 40 in FPL, or nobody wants to fucking admit it. Bradley Parker, fuck's sake, Barton getting in the way. FPL Hitman, well done. 40 with Aubameyang, KDB, Mahrez and Abraham to play. There's a chance none of them will play, mate. No, I'm sure that won't be the case. I'd be surprised if Mahrez played. I mean, he'll get on the pitch, but I'd be surprised if he started. The others, I think Giroud will play for Chelsea, personally. Aubameyang and De Bruyne, I would expect to start. Anurag 48 as Edison, KDB, Mahrez and Ings to play. Karan Yadif, my second team, 53 with 2 to go. It's not less than 40, is it? Brendan Davis all out on 89. Storm Legacy, 45 from 8 with triple captain. Ooh. Pep Talk, you saw my bad score, 41 with 25 on the bench, mainly thanks to Martial, 2 to play. Martial on your bench as well. So it's not really 25 points on your bench, is it? Anthony Martial and 3 other players on your bench, if that's the case. I ain't reading out good scores, man. Reading out bad scores. Sky got 21 minus 4. Bloody hell, mate. Dick Wenson 71, but had a really shit. I just said I wouldn't read out the good scores. Fuck the good scores. Update from White Hart Lane. Tottenham seems to have taken their foot off the gas a little, perhaps unsurprisingly after 2 early injuries. Sunderland have sent on Julio Arca to replace Thomas Butler. Arca's on. Actual Goma return for whoever that was. Blocked. Ian Parrin, 42 with KDB, Sterling and Jesus. Gary Shepard, 57 with KDB and Walker left. Brendan Davis, Begovic has the record for furthest distance goal in the Premier League. Very, very true. Scored against Southampton at the Britannia. Perlo's pen, you get that out as the last good score read out because it's a monster one. 101 points. Well done, sir. As a patron, I'll assume I can take the credit for that, can I? And do you know what the joke is? You probably go, yeah, James. No. And your rank's fucking good as well. I'll let you into a little secret. Perlo's pen asked me for a bit of advice. And I told him to fuck off and remember why his rank was so good in the first place. That's genuinely the advice I gave him. Very well done, mate. FBL Hitman, yes, James, what can go wrong? Yeah, took a big risk not to wildcard last week, but it's all good. Now that I've been through Champman FPL, I fear nothing. That's right. Quote of the day there from Hitman. Cole JB, I think my FPL team is currently outscoring my CM FPL team. I'm assuming mine is as well. What have I've got captain goal Van Nistelrooy, goal Shearer. I guess a lot of people are going to have that. I am currently, I've got assist Dyer as well, to be fair. I'm sitting on a few clean sheets at the moment, which I don't really want to say. Clean sheets remain at the moment for Villa, Blackburn, Ipswich, Manchester United, Middlesbrough, Newcastle, Tottenham, and Arsenal, if I didn't say Arsenal, but they're easily forgettable, aren't they? Yeah, I've got Crossley, Seaman, and... No, I haven't got... How have I got Crossley and Seaman? I've got Crossley, Ashley Cole, and Hariderson. So I don't suppose I have much different there to what other people have probably got similar coverage from those teams. I love you too, Perlos, Ben. No problem, buddy. Paul Coleman, he asked, am I going to ask Begovic about his Stoke days? I'm a guest, so I presume a lot of the questions come my way rather than the other way around. But if I get the opportunity to chat to him, which I've never spoke to the guy before, I don't know what it's going to be like, right? If I can, I'll ask. But yeah, I want to know about what happened with that Tottenham story, if I can. Because something very murky happened with that deal. It was part rumour that he'd signed for Tottenham, but didn't. And it was part of Tottenham getting the money. Really weird. Chris Perry has given Tottenham a 3-goal lead against Sunderland. There is no assister on that goal. Petrol saying Spurs with a clean sheet. That's a new thing in Champman. Spoiler, I told you an hour ago, Spurs, and probably longer, that Spurs would keep a clean sheet this game week. I do agree, Brendan Davis. He was fantastic at Stoke. Really, really good. Really, really good. I was gutted when he went to Chelsea. I wanted him. He would have been, before we got Hugo, he's genuinely who I wanted. I think he would have been great for us. That period before at Stoke, he was really good. If I'd have been buying from another Premier League club in terms of realistic target, he was who I wanted. Cole JB, stick the Spurs story on Patreon, Jay. Listen, it's an absolute given. Anything I get is going on Patreon. You know that. It's like inside team news as well. Classic goalmouth scramble. Ledley King headed the corner from Davis against the bar. King got to the rebound, looked certain to score, but the ball hit Danny Mills. Fuck off, Danny Mills. Before being hammered into the roof of the net by Chris Perry. FPL Hitman Teddy, come on, man. Clean sheet wipeout of a good point. 3 goals at Spurs. No Salakovic involvement. Paul Coleman scares me. I have the same players for clean sheet as James. He fucking should do as well, mate. Bradley Parker, all these clean sheets make me nervous. Yeah, because you know a few of them are going. I reckon Villa will score. I think Derby will score. I think West Ham might score. But I think the others might hold, actually. FPL Hitman thinks Salakovic is probably having a chat about life problems with Jalal. Gary Shepherd, Janssen leaving his hat-trick late. Yeah, I presume so. And here we go. Update from Portman Road. Woodwork's been hit. Derby close to finding a response with a Craig Burley powerful header. Bouncing clear off the woodwork from a cross from Daniele Diano. Luke saying Salakovic been so disappointing. He does still have 20 minutes to go against 10 men. Oh, shit. Just realised I've got to do a quiz after this. For the patrons in the chat, don't worry, I'll get it done. Oh my God, Gary Shepherd, that's the best shout I've ever heard. The best shout I've ever heard, imagine. Saying when me and Suj can eventually do that penalty shootout, we get Begovic in goal. Suj would not score. I'll tell you now, he'd say Begovic would save all of them than Suj, mate. Oh, nice that. Hip Cat. Never got drinking it round the other week. It was only one of them cans. It's nice. It's quite refreshing this weather, actually. Like that. Luke's saying 10 men thing is worse usually on this. Means team chills another team 10 behind the ball. We've still scored 3 goals, Luke. Andrew Martin, the troll. Go on, Derby. It's coming. Petrol. I might sell Selakovic. That might help his form. Probably. You know what happens as soon as you sell guys, right? You know that. I mean, look at the fixtures, which will spin up on the screen in a minute. It's not like Spurs have like a knackered Southampton coming up in a few game weeks or anything like that. Oh, wait. It's in 2 weeks' time. Followed by a home game against Bolton. Chris, there's an error on your graphic. Tottenham are away to Southampton in that game week. I just spotted it. I mean, I know Spurs fixtures. I don't know anybody else's anymore. Talon Nadeem, well, Spurs are not chilling. They've scored 3 already. Yeah. Luke's saying he's referring to Man United, I think. Storm Legacy at Cole JB. Is that a good thing? Cole JB. Good shout, Gary. It's loads going on. Update from Goodison. I'd love to tell you there's been outstanding action here in the second half. There hasn't. Everton are comfortable. Paul Gascoigne has been majestic in midfield, but nothing else to report. Go on, Gaz. Roll back them years, mate. About the only football I watched during lockdown was I watched a bit of the Scotland and Holland games from '96. So good, man. Is it me or has this second half really been quite quiet? Do we think? Does that make us nervous? That it's coming? Storm Legacy. Got to bank transfers for the next Leeds double. Or just keep the Leeds players? Seems quite straightforward. They ain't going anywhere for me. No chance. Jan Mulby was Danish, wasn't he? But he did speak like he had a Scouse accent, yeah. I'm sure he was Danish. I don't know. That's just something I've seen in the chat with Cole JB, which I missed completely over my head. Brian Newell, I think Rob just gave up. Billy Hadaway as well. Yeah, no mass subs. It's when we get the reports at the end of the game and it says like, oh, Henri off on 58. Van Nistelrooy off on 56. Rob just forgot to fucking tweet him. Scarlett says, can't be nervous when your captain is already sent off. Don't worry, Scarlett. Another game to go, mate. Andy Kane's gone quiet because Liverpool finished thrashing Palace. Oh, excuse me. Here you go. Villa made 3 changes, didn't they? We knew about. This could be a blow for Villa. They've already made 3 substitutions. And Lee Hendry looks to be injured and cannot carry on. Villa will continue with 10 men. I'm proud I even noticed. Dole. So Rob presumably is taking notice of the potential substitutions. Well done, FPL captain. Brendan Davis on about 25 on a wild card, as in what, champ man? Ouch. Brian Newell, Mulby spoke with Scouse accent. Laudrup spoke with a Glaswegian accent. The Danes assimilate well. Could you have written acclimatise? I would have understood that word better. Assimilate. It's not a word you want to be saying when you're on the beers, is it? They assimilate well. Storm Legacy says, Cole, oh yeah, got wires crossed. Thought you referred to that Aaron Wan-Bissaka choice. Fucking hell. We've gone for Jan Mulby to Aaron Wan-Bissaka in one move. Paul Coleman says, please tell me Big Mark doesn't miss the double with that suspension. No, he doesn't. Oh, you mean 27? No, I don't think so. Let me see what I can find for you. So this is technically it's a weekend match, isn't it? I'll see if I can work this out in my head. It's a weekend match. So there's the midweek, then there's FA Cup, then there's League Cup. So I think actually missed 25 straight away. It's as simple as that. The game was on a Saturday in the game, wasn't it? I think. Pretty sure it is. So I think actually Viduka will miss 25, I would have thought. That would be my instinct on that. Could be wrong. Normally am. But I think, yeah, oddly enough, I think it's an unusual case where Viduka will miss the next game week. And Leeds are due to have Bolton at home, which is a bit of a blow. It's a bit of a blow, that. This is not an easy come off. Arsenal are at home to Newcastle, United are at Blackburn, Spurs are at Liverpool. Chelsea at home to Southampton, but it's on that Monday night, isn't it? And then have another game 2 days later. That's the one to target for an in-off, isn't it? It's Chelsea. You even bet on your guy to start, though. Interesting. Lots to debate there. I could have that wrong. Brian, you're saying 1 game ban. Yeah, and Luke's saying misses Bolton at home, which is game week 25. So, yeah. I think I might ride it out and just go without. Because as much as I think, yeah, there's temptation in a Liverpool asset or a Chelsea asset, I'm absolutely going to want him back. And I'd rather kind of get to a position where I start fixing the rest of my team, I think. Brian Newell, what does Wise miss? Wise could miss more. Wise, I think, if it's a 3-game ban, you might find he misses 25, 26 and 27. Possibly. I'm sure Luke will have the details for that on his stream tomorrow. Update from the Riverside. The game is drifting at the Riverside, although Charlton have had a couple of chances. Wilcox headed just wide before Crossley made a smart save from a Jensen strike from long range. Paul Coleman, I still have Rebrov, so I need to have a think about my front three. Those with Viduka and Rebrov, you might be ripping up your team tonight. Imagine when Luke tells you Shearer's injured again as well. Rory, this is what you wanted, James. Mixes it up. But just, I'm not sure it does because, again, those who haven't got Van Nistelrooy, for me now, they just take a hit to get Van Nistelrooy in. Unfortunately. That's where it's at. You got people like Salakovic. Fuck it. Salakovic to a McPhail or something, and I'll hit to get Van Nistelrooy back in. So I'm not sure it does. It just takes people further and further back to Van Nistelrooy. Chris Herman says, Sunderland at home to Fulham next week. Phillips, yeah, that's a very decent shout in fairness, Chris. Andy Cairns, 74 points, official FPL, still next to Ethel in Champman. Red card for Fulham at St Mary's. Sean Davis was booked only a couple of minutes ago, but he cynically tugs back Anders Svensson and gives the referee little choice. 2 yellows equals a red. Can Southampton capitalise? Alan Cronin says, James, apologise if anyone asked this before, just joined after the Liverpool game finished. You should have been here, Alan. Is it hard to do the stream with FPL running again? What, this? I mean, it's hard for my time. It's getting worse because me being overly ambitious was like last Thursday or Friday. In fact, no, to be honest, I think it was Sunday. I said to Suj, do you know what? I'm going to do an hour stream before the deadline. And I know I'd said to, in fact, I said it's Saturday, didn't I? It was after the Wednesday deadline had gone before. I was like, do you know what? I should have done an hour deadline to help people if I can. It's like, yeah, do it. And I said to you guys on a Saturday, I was like, yeah, I'll do it if if I've got the time, get the editing done of the podcast and that. Fucking hell, it was just brutal for me yesterday, just non-stop. It was like, left it, went in the shower, sat down, had something to eat, watched Leicester, kicked them 2 out the house, watched Spurs. And then as soon as Spurs finished and I'd calmed down a bit, I was like, a bit tipsy now. And I started planning for the Sky podcast. So it's just time's become an issue. So I'll be very honest, truthfully. I haven't been able to give Champ Man my proper headspace this week, but it doesn't affect me doing this stream, right? I'm just talking you through what happens and give you my opinion. I think adding in the odd official FPL stuff adds a little bit to it. As I said previously, there's no point us pretending that official FPL is not happening. It is happening. We're all playing it. Goal for Spurs at White Hart Lane. It's 4. Salakovic owners. Sell. Goal scorer is Simon Davis. An assist is for Super Teddy Sheringham. Davis has got a couple at far cheaper. Tottenham 4, Sunderland 0. Simon Davis, the goal scorer, assist for Teddy Sheringham. And I'm off down Tottenham High Road to get pissed and celebrate. FPL Hitman wants 100 likes to the video. Yeah, all you late joiners thinking like there's more important things, like perhaps your team Liverpool playing or something. Then, yeah, give the vid a like. 100 likes would be really lovely. Make a guy feel happy. Come back again Saturday, probably. Yeah, of course I will. Bradley Parker saying these players just want a week off with all these red cards. FPL Cobbler, red card pattern back in full force. Mr. My friend Cobbler. Well done on the Northampton victory last night. Goal at Villa Park for Mr. Shepherd and Matt Jansen. Villa 0, Blackburn 1. Matt Jansen, the goal scorer, no assister. Villa 0, Blackburn 1. Matt Jansen for double game weekers. Rejoice. Stephen Hamilton, you're not the first person to tell me to fuck off. You won't be the last. And I know you mean it in part jest, but it's all part of the fun. Pet Talk, Simon Davis is the option we should be on. FPL Hitman, yay, Teddy. Thank you, Sean Murphy. FPL Cobbler. He's bringing the fucking banter into it now. No chance I'm going anywhere near the ex-posh Simon Davis. Obviously, Simon Davis was at Peterborough before joining Tottenham, rivals of Northampton. Simon Davis as his second. Sheringham found him with a lot to do, but Davis dribbled beyond McCartney and Issa before sliding the ball home. Ruthless from the Welshman. Cole says, Schmeichel cleanly gone. Rest in peace. And everybody thinks, I'm sure he saved that Maupay penalty yesterday. Storm Legacy, better late than never. Captain Jansen return. Bradley Parker, thank God Villa clean sheet gone. Why, mate? Nobody's that bothered, are they? FPL numbers. Yes, Jansen. Take that, Henri. Yeah, they've both scored 1, mate. Stephen Hamilton, full jest, of course. Triple cap for Duke got me fuming. Sorry, Stephen. I know you're jesting, mate. Talon Nadeem saying the record for most red cards in a game week is 5 in double game week 15. Update from Old Trafford. It's been quiet, hasn't it? In the second half at Old Trafford, but we have news of an injury that could have big repercussions for Champman FPL managers. And I would suggest that, therefore, that cannot be anybody but Ruud van Nistelrooy. We await an update. Near Shakhtar, bench Seaman for Schmeichs. Seaman and Crossley. Yeah. Should have got Brad Friedel, shouldn't I? Bradley's got Schmeichel on his bench. I see. We await this news. It's got to be Van Nistelrooy, I think. Here we go. Big news. Van Nistelrooy has landed awkwardly in challenging for an aerial ball and is left clutching his ankle on the turf. He can't continue and Andy Cole was introduced to replace him. 5 minutes to go and the game is quiet. Right. Now there's a decision to make. Imagine you're sitting there with Van Nistelrooy, Viduka and Rebrov and you've just pulled your wild card last game week. Oh, wow. That's big news. Big news. I mean, I'm left with Shearer, who's got Arsenal away. It's not the best. Decisions to be made. I might even suffer it. I might even just suffer it. Because I know I want them straight back. And I'd rather have the advantage of having them both on the other side, actually. That's my immediate thought. If Van Nistelrooy was to miss one game, for example, to think that I'd go without Van Nistelrooy and Viduka, not take the hits to get them out, have them back before everybody else in game week 26, I like. Kevin Davis has given Southampton the lead at St Mary's, assisted by Troll, Anders Svensson. Southampton 2, Fulham 1. 3 minutes to go. Davis goal, Svensson assist. FPL Badger, all aboard the York train. I mean, come on. Luke said this week was going to happen. I mean, what does he know? Luke has got Viduka, Van Nistelrooy and Rebrov. Oh my God, mate. What are you going to do? And you've just played your wildcard as well, haven't you? My God, I can't wait to see what you do with that. That's fascinating. Man's going to be 20 sims average. Man's going to be doing 2,000 sims in the next couple of days. Perlo's pen. Best captain for next game. We early thoughts anyway. Van Nistelrooy if he's fit. Which I'm sure Luke knows at this moment if he is or he isn't. Or maybe he doesn't yet, actually, because he's not streaming till tomorrow. All right, let's work on the basis Van Nistelrooy and Rebrov and Viduka are all out. Robbie Keane could be a nice shout. Home to Bolton, maybe. Fowler against Spurs. Phillips, as was mentioned, against Fulham. Back to Omri against Newcastle. Chelsea, home to Southampton. Can't, can ya? Short corner between Svensson and Bridge allowed the Swede to send in a low cross in, and Davis had got across Gomer at the near post to flick the ball beyond Van der Sar. Huge goal for Southampton's survival hopes. Clean sheets now remain for Blackburn, Arsenal, Ipswich, Manchester United, Middlesbrough and Newcastle. But one of them could be about to go. Penalty awarded to Chelsea. Ashley Cole with a clumsy challenge on Benito Carboni, and the referee doesn't hesitate in pointing to the spot. Carboni will step up and take it himself against David Seaman. I've left Seaman on the bench. I've got Ashley Cole in my team. I can't win here. I literally can't win. Oh, God. We await news on that. Arsenal clean sheet very much in danger, and not for the first time in an away game late this season. The news there might be as well at Carbone on it, because obviously Emmanuel Petit, I think, had been taken for Chelsea, and it's scored. Goal for Carbone. No assist, as obviously the original infringement by Ashley Cole was on Carbone. Arsenal's clean sheet wiped out on 90 minutes. Chelsea 1, Arsenal 2. Carbone with the penalty as we approach injury time. Please don't win Crossley in goal now. I mean, I could never leave Ashley Cole out, so I kind of feel like I've won a little bit. Max Seaman bencher, yeah. Was wishing for bad news. Got good news. There you go. Leo Lumley needed this save. Bradley's got no Arsenal defence. You're having a good little storming run there, Bradley, I noticed. In the old in the leagues. Doing well, mate. It's one of our new players. Clean sheet wipeout. Both Seaman and Ashley Cole on my bench. Sweating it out. That's the literal clean sheet wipeout for you, mate. We are now in injury time. With the gods. Carboni makes no mistake, sending Seaman the wrong way as he places the ball into the top corner of the net. Clean sheet, wipe out. But it's not the last goal of the evening, confirms our scout, Mr. Rob Pick, on the tweets. There is more to come. Where do we think it's coming, guys? I'm going to tell you. I think it's going to be Salakovic for Spurs. One goal to go, apparently. Where's it coming? It's at St James's for Cole Court. Andy O'Brien with the assist. Cole Court with the goal. Andy O'Brien with the assist. Newcastle United 3. West Ham United 0. Dick Wellington was predicting Sunderland. Brendan Davis, Veron, Scala, Keane versus United. Mac, Shearer, please. Close. Andrew, Phillips, Ram. 100% Chelsea equalised now. Simon Dowling, Liverpool winner. Alan Cronin, Yule, near Shakhtar, Leeds. Brian Yule, Gardner with a late winner, please. Luke saying York. Luke obviously doesn't know the scores. Taylor saying Newcastle. Bradley, Big Al, come on. Feely M2, West Ham consolation. Don't be silly, pal. It is a third for Newcastle and a second of the evening for Cole Court, who's actually hanging in on the returns with Alan Shearer at the moment. And Max says, for fuck's sake. Double for Cole Court. Alan Shearer swings in a free kick. I've seen this a bit recently. And O'Brien won the header, nodding it down to Court on the edge of the area. His strike was fantastic, searing into the top left-hand corner. And although we are not done yet, I presume that we are any moment now. Andrew Martin, Court bookmarks this game week. Or has he? Which means, yes, he has. Because whenever you say something like that, Andy, we know that's it. We all know, mate. Pete Carter says, Court was always going to get 2+ versus Hayden Fox. All right. Well done, mate. Max says, could have been such a big Shearer captain goal. Indeed. Full times, my man. FPL captain. Turn them bad boys. Red. Boom. Blackburn have won at Aston Villa with a late goal by Matt Jansen. Bolton and Liverpool has finished 1-1 at the Reebok. Arsenal conceded a late goal to Chelsea, but are 2-1 winners. Thierry Henry amongst the goal scorers. Everton have beaten 10-man Leicester 3-2. Dennis Wise sent off there. Also featured a comical Robbie Savage own goal. Ipswich's clean sheet has held. They've beaten Derby County by 2-0. Manchester United have beaten Leeds 1-0. A controversial Veron assist that I need checked. Scored by Ruud van Nistelrooy. Mark Viduka sent off, likely to be banned for game week 25. And Ruud van Nistelrooy, unconfirmed injury status. Middlesbrough beaten Charlton by 2-0. Rickard with a goal and assist. Newcastle beaten West Ham 3-0. 2 for Court. 1 for Shearer. Southampton have beaten Fulham 2-1. And Tottenham have beaten Sunderland 4-0. Epic. There are bonus points in already from Villa Park, where Blackburn were victorious late on, as I said, with that Matt Jansen strike. And there is shocking news on the bonus. Top bonus goes to Blackburn Rovers' Jason McAteer. And that is it. McAteer's man of the match rating was an 8 out of 10. The only player in the match to reach an 8 out of 10. One booking in the match was Damien Duff, yellow carded. Blackburn made no substitutions in the match. Villa made the 3 we knew of. Delaney, Barry, Cashlaw, replacing Merson, Alan Wright and Stephen Carr in 53 minutes. But they finished with 10 men as Lee Hendry went off injured with 10 minutes to go. And Blackburn capitalised. Off to the Reebok, where Bolton Wanderers drew 1-1 with Liverpool. Top bonus goes to Bolton Wanderers, Colin Cooper. There are 2 bonus points for Bruno and Gotti, Michael Ricketts, Sami Hyypiä, Vladimir Smica, and goalscorer Danny Murphy. 2 save point bonus for Jussi Jääskeläinen. There were 2 bookings in the match for man of the match Cooper and Bolton's Colin Hendry. Bolton had replaced Rod Wallace with Paul Warhurst on 49. Also replaced Kevin Nolan with Jibril Diawara on 72. Liverpool had replaced Heskey with Fowler on 54. And it was a very late substitute appearance for Daniel Sherland replacing Patrick Berger. Top bonus at Stamford Bridge goes to Arsenal's Ray Parlour. There are also 2 bonus points for William Gallas and David Seaman, in spite not saving that penalty at the end and despite picking up no save point bonus. Fascinating. Parlour and Seaman, Arsenal's 2 only players to hit an 8 out of 10 rating, and William Gallas, the only Chelsea player to hit that mark. Chelsea had replaced Zola with Stanic on 54. Gronkiar replaced Johnson in injury time. Arsenal had replaced Albertini with Van Bronckhorst on 54 and also replaced Kanu with Bergkamp on 60. 2 bookings in the match for Stanic and Tikhonov. Oh, you're up to speed, James. Come on, Rob Pitt, get on with it. I need a shower, it's late. Andy Cairns, that first only a 3-point bonus. To my knowledge, that with Jason McAteer is the first game I think I've seen where there's only been 1 player to get bonus. Top bonus at Goodison Park goes to 1 Paul Gascoigne. There's only 1 Paul Gascoigne. 1 Paul Gascoigne. 2 bonus points also for Steve Watson, Thomas Rosinski, Joe Max Moore, Scott Gemmell, Leicester's Ian Walker, Robbie Savage and James Scowcroft. Walker also picks up 2 save point bonus. Wise was obviously sent off. Gascoigne, the only player booked. Gascoigne's man of the match rating was a 10 out of 10. Go on, Paul. Everton made late changes using David Unsworth and Peter Clark to replace Abel Xavier and David Weir. Leicester's sole change was Jordan Stewart to replace Damien Delaney on 54 minutes. Top bonus at Ipswich goes to Jermaine Wright, and there are 2 bonus points for Titus Bramble and Jim Magilton. That's your lot. Hariderson not in the bonus. Reason being, Wright has picked up a 9 out of 10 man of the match rating. Magilton and Bramble also 9 out of 10s. There were no bookings in the match. Ipswich made changes after the hour using Alan Armstrong and John McGrill to replace Amir Karic and goalscorer Pablo. Ravanelli off injured again for Derby on 39. He had been replaced by Lee Morris, who then got injured himself, being replaced by Georgie Kinclazi on 76. That could be an interesting one to watch out for if those injuries are slightly longer term. That Kinclazi could play OOP up front, 4.5 million. Derby's other change was Branko Strupar replacing Malcolm Christie on 52. He may have gone off injured, but Ruud van Nistelrooy has left you with a present on his way. Top bonus for Ruud. Somewhat unsurprisingly, I would still suggest as the only goal scorer. 2 bonus points for Fabian Barthez, Juan Sebastian Veron, Nigel Martin, Rio Ferdinand and Lucas Radebe. Also 2 save points for Nigel Martin. He was the pick. Viduka was obviously sent off for 2 yellows on 26 minutes. Only other card given in the game was for Leeds' Robbie Keane. Is that Keane suspended as well? Someone smashed that in the chat. Is that Keane's 5th booking? If so, that's bad. And the punt for next week would be Alan Smith in that case. Luke, let us know. Is Robbie Keane suspended next game week? Or did he pick up that booking in the cup or something? Or have I just forgotten about it? United used Phil Neville to replace Luke Chadwick on 52. Andy Cole replaced Van Nistelrooy, who was injured in the final 5 minutes. Leeds used Simon Johnson in replace of Eric Backer on 64 and replaced Harry Kewell with Anthony Lennon with 8 minutes to go. Top bonus at the Riverside. God, horse, it's so warm. Goes to scorer and assister Hamilton Rickard. 2 bonus points for Ugo Egiog. There is 1 bonus point for Mark Crossley, Gianluca Festa, Paul Wintz, and Flash Dean Gordon. 1 save point bonus for Dean Kiley. 3 players booked in the match: Ugo Egiog, Luke Young, Chris Powell. Middlesbrough used Noel Whelan to replace Boxich on 54. Also, after the hour, used Boyce and Somerville to replace Windass and Gareth Southgate. Charlton had used Graham Stewart to replace Jason Newell on 66. Jonathan Fortune to replace Richard Rufus, somewhat bizarrely, on 85. Top bonus at Newcastle, probably very much edged by that late goal, goes to Cole Court. There were 2 bonus points for Kieran Dyer, 1 for Wayne Quinn, Andy O'Brien, Christian Besaidis, and Alan Shearer. 1 save point bonus also for Shay Given, and 3 for David James. 3 save point bonus. Sounds like they've been battered. Only player booked in the match was Jermaine Defoe. There's a few 5 out of 10s here for West Ham. For Potts, Minto, and Michael Carrick. Carrick and Kamara were both replaced on 56 by Laurent Courtois and Paul Kitson. Newcastle replaced Sapunsis with Gary Speed on 57. Andy O'Brien, 1 point bonus, comes with an assist. Was only used for the final 16 minutes. So too was Olivia Bernard, replacing Robbie Elliott, and Steve Chettle, goal scorer supreme, late in that game. Top bonus at St Mary's goes to Kevin Davis. There were 2 bonus points for Klaus Lundikvarm, Gavin Ray, Troll, Anders Svensson, Andy Melville, Alan Gomar, and Lewis Sahara Fulham. Also 2 save points for Van der Sar, who was booked, as was Lewis Beaumorte. Sean Davis also received 2 yellows, getting sent off as a substitute on the 80th minute mark, having only been on the pitch for 10 minutes when he'd replaced Steed Malbronk. Fulham's other change was Finnan for Legwinski on 56. Saints replaced Marion Pahars with James Beattie on 50 minutes. 2 changes around the 70-minute mark: Tahar and Francis Benali for Rory Delap and Jason Dodd. Scarlett saying, yes, Keane will miss game week 25 too. Have them both. Yeah, Keane must be suspended for 25 then. That's incredible. Top bonus at White Hart Lane goes to Simon Davis. Oh, money, Joni. Right, he ain't got top bonus. But for 2 bonus points, it's Stefan Everson and Oyvind Leonardson. There are 3 save point bonus for Thomas Sorensen. Another batter in here by the looks of things. Sunderland obviously played 83 minutes with 10 men following the early dismissal of Stefan Schwartz. Julio Arca, we know, did appear as a substitute, replacing Thomas Butler on 64. Also a late appearance for Nicholas Medina, replacing Gerald Sibon. Very interestingly on that with Sunderland, and what might cause part of the problem here is, and I don't have Luke can detail it tomorrow, perhaps Sibon or Phillips might have gone into midfield, but obviously Sibon and Phillips stayed on following that red card. Tottenham's changes were Redruth for the injured Poyet on 7 minutes, and then Andy Rushby replaced the injured and unfit Redruth on 14 minutes. Rushby amongst the scorers. Simon Davis, man of the match rating, was a 10 out of 10. That, I believe, is your full bonus points. Tables and stats tomorrow, say the official account. Remember, Leeds play Blackburn at 11 a.m. tomorrow morning. And FF_Luke Disable will be streaming along with at @SimpleGoal_FPL Dave from 2:30 p.m. tomorrow. Thank you to Planet FPL Pod and FPL Captain as always. No, thank you guys for continuing to provide this game for us. I've been at RobPick86 and you've been the best. See you later. You are a fucking prick, Rob Pick. I'll be back here on YouTube in 13 hours. I know I need a 3. I need a 1 as well, don't I? 13 hours. And I'll do my Ask James streams, which I'll then convert into an audio. Please join me 12 p.m. tomorrow if you've got nothing better to do at your lunchtime. We can talk Champ Man. We can talk FPL. We'll talk football. Anything you like. And then Friday, me and Suj will be back with full podcast reviewing all the official FPL Game Week 31 action. So you've got something current, live and ready ahead of Game Week 32. I will then stream 10:30 a.m. on YouTube with my final hour deadline stream. Then again at 2:30 p.m. for Champman FPL Game Week 25 live. I don't know when Asmir Begovic is going to drop a podcast, but I'm recording with him Friday morning. Patrons, love you. You know what's coming. For the rest of you, stay safe. Be nice to each other. Hope them arrows are green. Good night. Ciao for now.